Yo, what's going on? Y'all getting here, man. Monday morning, man. Y'all getting here. What's going on? What's good? What's good? What's good? Good morning, man. Monday morning, man. Market open Monday morning. Michigan State debacle Monday morning. Lamar Jackson flipping in the end zone Monday morning. What's going on, man? What's y'all get on off in here, man. Y'all come on off in here. What's good? I know y'all want to talk. Y'all want to vent. Get on off in here, man. Get on off in here, man. I know y'all want to talk. I know y'all want to vent. Let me see. Let me see. Let me get a little bit of them. Get on off in here, man. I know y'all want to talk. I know y'all want to vent. All right, man. We in here. Julian, what's good? East, what's good? Hey, y'all do this for me, man. Let me know where y'all from. Put in the comment section where y'all from. I'm trying to see if I can remember this. I might have to do it about 5 times though. Put in the comment section where y'all from. Jamal Mateo, what is Cincinnati number 8 Monday morning? Jamal Mateo, what's going on, bro? I know some of y'all gurus in here know who Jamal Mateo is. What's good, bro? Y'all number 8. That's what's up, man. You on the field? You playing? What's going on with you? You know exactly who you is, big homie. You talking about North Miami. I know exactly who you is, man. You niggas forgot about you? You was big time. I was trying to get you to come do an interview with me. Carol City, Maryland. Julian in Maryland. Carol City, Little Haiti, North Miami, the crib. Little Haiti, the crib, North Miami. Now come on off of here, man. Get this thing going. We'll get back to about 40. Atlanta from North Carolina. What part of North Carolina you from? Haynes, Vietnam. You from Fayetteville, Fort Myers, Fort Lottie Dottie. That boy saying Fort Lottie Dottie. Lottie Dottie. Come on, y'all. We're gonna get this thing going in 1 second. Let's see. See if I have an alert went out. Y'all got an alert to y'all phone? See if I had an alert go out. But y'all come on off here, man. We're about to talk about everything from Bitcoin to ball. Tough weekend in Miami, man. I went to the Dolphin game yesterday. That was 35 zip. Um, that was crazy because the Dolphins offense, it looked like watching the same two teams. Dolphin often would move the ball and they would just implode. Went to the Hurricane game. That looked fine for a minute. Then that went left. I mean, left. Um, Y'all already know it's Market Mondays, man. Y'all get in here, man. Y'all want to learn the stock market. We have 2 things we're offering now. There's one thing right here, 2 spots left, and we have a course that we're offering. Course that I wanted to stay away from this stuff, but I figured I'd give it a shot. I've been asked to do it too many times. So I got a course you can get involved 1 month, 2 months, 6 months. Send me a text to the same number, man. We'll see if we can get you going. 2 more spots left in that. It's going to be live. You go live. It's going to be live with me or mainly me. And basically, we're just gonna show you what we do. As you can see it right here, 1 month, 6 month Zoom courses live once a week trading, live trading, teach you how to read a chart. So you know how to get up in the morning, pick stocks. You'll know when to get in the stocks, when to sell them, things of that nature. So that's one time we're doing that. We're gonna test that out live course, and then we had the ILD Squad platform where you go on and we give you plays. That's the one that I always talk about. You get on the platform, we give you plays, you get content in there, teach you how to do certain things, get on the lives. Two different things, man. It's just according on how serious you are or how far you want to take it. Either way you can make money. Either way you can make money. Send us a text 786-405-9499. Appreciate that. And shout out to the Edge, man. Best tasting energy drink in the world. Y'all see the liquorsplit.com. Y'all see it popping up on the videos, man. We out here doing businesses. Y'all know anybody that wants to promote or advertise? Give us a shout out. It's all about being seen when it comes to business. It's not about how good you are. It's not. It's not about, oh man, I got the best tasting poker beans and weenies you ever gonna find. Boy, I got a secret lesson from my grandma. We put brown sugar in it and taffy milk. It's not about that when you're running a business, man. It's about how many people you could touch, how many people know you're running a business. It's a numbers game. Any type of business. So you know anybody want to advertise, reach out to us, hit us up. We can help. We can help. When you get in with us, we mentor you, we help you. We got 500,000 followers, bro, and growing. We're trying to get to that million range. I got followers that you don't even know about. Followers all on TikTok. We got 60,000 people on TikTok, 80,000 people on Facebook. Yeah, we got followers everywhere, man. So yeah, you know anybody that want to advertise, hit us up. We're gonna get into this in a second. And if you want to learn how to pick stocks and do these things, and you want to serious about investing and serious about changing your money, 786-405-9499. You can either do the course or you can get in the platform, the squad, and get the plays. It's a red day to day in the market. The market is down, which is great. It's time to buy. It's time to buy. People be hitting you up saying, "Hey man, hey listen, Sheba down, or 88 down, or Bitcoin down. Why is it going down?" So you can pull out your money and buy. You know what I'm saying? You can't buy when it's going up. That's why it's down. It's a mindset, and that's the type of stuff we teach in the course and everything. It's a mindset that has to be changed. Same mindset you got when you walk into Publix on BOGO Thursdays. Same mindset. Same mindset. So yeah, bro, run that. 2 spots left in the course. You can get on the platform. We in here getting money. Y'all see we put the plays in here. I get somebody to come in here and give a testimony sooner or later. So all right, man, let's get into it, bro. I got my homeboy T. You see T was in the first. T was in the first intro. He's been on the show a few times. One of the most avid Hurricane fans I know. One of the smartest Hurricane fans I know. Man remembers stuff I can't. And I respect his take on the program. I respect his perspective. We're gonna let T come in here. And talk. Shimon said, "You ain't never Hollywood, big homie." We're gonna let T come in here and give his take on the program, bro. But dog hard though. T, give it to you raw. It's gonna be good. Y'all may agree with it, something y'all might agree with, but he gonna give it to you raw. Yeah, he is. He gonna give it to you raw. So we're gonna get him in here. One second. Yeah, so we're gonna get him in here. in a second and talk some Kane stuff with T, man. T lives in Tampa, in the Tampa area. So that's why he's not on the show as much as possible. I wish he could be on the show as much as possible. He trained DBs in Tampa. One second. I see y'all questions. I see y'all popping up in there, man. I see y'all questions, man. I see y'all questions popping up. I better see James Williams. I better see James Williams and Ken Pitts. I have. Who you had to cuss out, big homie? Big homie said he had to cuss out like 3 people. Big dog said he had to cuss out 3 people. Carl Wilkerson said, I hate to say it, but I don't think playing the young guys will matter much if they're getting the same poor coaching. My take on that is this, man. My take on that is this. We see young guys, Lighty 3000, they already know, boys already know. We see young guys come in the program. And it's like they're ready to play. They're enthused, they're ready to play. Because a lot of them don't come from losing. A lot of them come from winning. They've been coached hard all their life. And that's one thing I can say. You know what I'm saying? Kind of South Florida. South Florida may not have the most resources in coaching, but those coaches coach hard and they set a standard of winning for the most part. And a lot of those players come in with that attitude that, man, I ain't about losing. They come in with that, right? They come in with that. But right, if you throw them out there, Tracy Howard said it best. If you throw them out there in a losing culture or a losing atmosphere, right? Eventually it can wear them down. If that makes sense to anybody. Eventually it can wear them down. Yeah, eventually it can wear them down. It can get to them. Get these headphones on, man. So yeah, I know you guys want to see the young guys play. I get it. They seem to have more passion. You know what I'm saying? They seem to have more. But playing the young guys is going to come with mistakes. It's going to come with mistakes, and also it's this. I don't know. It's the same. You're putting them in, but it's the same. How can I explain it? Yeah, it's like the same culture. It's like the same culture, the same, and we're asking them to save the day. That's where I can kind of put it. It sounds about right. It sounds about right. Sounds about right. Them boys recruiting everything. Divas and ends, they recruit. They after everything, man. But losing like that makes it hard, though. Losing like that makes it hard. It does. Yeah, so man, y'all just got in here. About to bring the boy T in here. T used to be on you see him, he was on some of the early shows. You see him walking in on the first intro, the first Caneville intro. The first Caneville intro. he's gonna give his take on the program. I'm gonna let him go, dog. Listen, I'm gonna let him have it. I'm gonna let him go. He's a true Hurricane fan, real Hurricane fan. Type of Hurricane fan to be like, I hope we lose this weekend, so everybody get fired. that type of Hurricane fan. He got his take on King. I respect it. I respect his opinion, and I'm gonna let him take the floor, man. I'm gonna let him take the floor when he get in here. But yeah, man, that was the Gervin Hall play, man. The Gervin Hall play went viral. When I first saw it, I assumed that it was depth perception, like they were shooting it from the back, and the blocker came first. I don't know if did anybody get a explanation of that or any sort? Did he say why? Like, was there explanation? It looked as if he thought the running back was going to use the blocker, right? Which was. It looked as if he thought the running back was going to use the blocker, which is right. Think what the running back did. The running back cut in front of the blocker. He didn't use his blockers. So Gervin Hall assumed that, man, he has to be going his way because this is where the wall is. That's the best thing I could say to that. I mean, heck of an assumption, wrong assumption. Yeah, all of that, dog. All of that. Yeah, I think Manny does come on today, huh? 1:00, I think. I don't know if we still gonna be on here at 1:00. But if we are, we're gonna run it. You know how we run it. You know how we run it. All right, man. I'm gonna bring my boy T in here. See, some of y'all know him already. 93,000. Some of y'all know him already. I'm gonna bring him in here, man. I'm gonna let him have it, man. I'm gonna just let him have it. He had the flow. Give his perspective on it. One of the most thorough Kane fans I know. Passionate, and he has his takes on a lot of things. Man called me walking out the stadium the other day. I ain't even got out of the stadium. Man called me, man. Told you King suck. I couldn't comment because I'm still confused at 59 passes, the production. But he has his own take on it. Let me let y'all hear it. T, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, bro? How you feeling? How you living?
I'm chilling, man. Y'all give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear T. What's going on, bro? You still rocking your U stuff, man. I see you still.
I bleed orange and green. What else I'm gonna do, man? What else, man?
Y'all let me know if y'all can hear him. Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, T, man. I'm just gonna they can hear him. I'm just gonna let you go, bro. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, man. To just let you give your take. People haven't heard from you in a while.
Okay.
You watched the game?
Let's go.
You watched the game the other day? You watched the game the other day?
In its entirety. I watched the entire game.
What do you see, T? What do you see? Give us the big picture first. What do you see?
We're just not prepared. And strength and conditioning is a joke. That's just what it boils down to. I mean, you know how I feel about Manny. I'm on record of that. You know, he's in over his head. He ain't the guy for the job. I never wanted him as the DC, let alone the head coach. But it's just the preparedness, man. We just never prepare. And it's because these guys don't know how to prepare. Like, who did Manny learn from to prepare? He went to Mickey Andrews when he was on his last leg at Florida State, right? That's where he learned from. Then he learned on the Chucker model. So what do we got a Miami coach that was groomed by Florida State coaches, first of all. Right? We got a Miami head coach. Okay, let's back up. We got a Miami head coach whose daddy was the mayor of Miami, who chose to go to Florida State. First of all.
Okay, right.
Let's say that again. We have the son of the former Miami mayor who out of high school chose to go to Florida State for college.
That's funny, man. Hold on.
So, right. I don't even know if he played sports in high school. They say he did, but he went to one of them schools where anybody could play. That don't matter, right? So he goes at ESPN, and then next thing you know, he just one day, I want to coach college football, and the first job he gets is at Florida State. Okay, so he got that job, learned under Mickey Andrews and them bums that was up there at Florida State, a bunch of bums. Then he followed Chuck Amato to NC State, another bum, right? Then he became a DC, got ran out of Texas, Mac Brown, Mississippi State, had a couple stints there, and now he's here, right? So he didn't really learn what did he learn? He didn't learn how to coach under any guys that really knew what the hell they were talking about on defense, right? So that's just being real. I mean, they say Mickey Andrews had some great defense at Florida State, but I mean, I don't know if it's talent or him. We don't
what
know.
years we talking about? Who Mickey Andrews had?
I don't even know. I gotta look up to see what Manny Diaz went over there, man. But
yeah,
I mean, I don't know. So you got him being not prepared, and then he goes and takes the Temple. Then he goes and takes the Temple job, and then he brings back strength and conditioning coach from Temple to Miami. Why that guy is here, I have no idea, right? But I know I am tired of our guys. I'm tired of our guys getting dragged on tackles. Tired of our guys not being strong enough at the point of attack. There's a text message.
Yeah.
There's a text, man. I'm in a text group. You know, Prez and those guys, right? I like to look at the first play of the game. Like I like to really look at the first play of the game. I like to look at the O line and D line the first play of the game. That's like a real big indicator to me of who's stronger, who might be the better. I mean, it don't always play out like it's supposed to, but usually whoever wins that first play on the line of scrimmage, usually probably gonna be the team that got the tougher O line and D line in the fourth quarter. And we know what happened in the first play again. They had a tackle for loss. They owned us, right? So they pretty much owned our D line, owned our O line, and we couldn't run the ball. So we're very unprepared. Strength and conditioning sucks. We don't really have. Who do we have on staff that's this immaculate coach who has this great plethora of knowledge? Nobody. That's Manny, right? Manny is that guy. So if he's the guy that's unprepared and didn't really learn from these great coordinators or great coaches to coach from, and everybody's reporting to him, and he's the final decision maker, there you go. I mean, Miami got to stop with the BS, man. Like, they keep talking about talent. Miami always had coaching talent, and that's just a real issue. We just stopped hiring coaches that really had talent. We keep doing this BS, and we just keep in the same rut. It's 20 years since we last won a national championship, bro. 20 years. Can you believe that? I've been knowing you 20 years. It's been 20 years, bro. 20 years.
And it went fast. I compare it all the time. I always compare it to Mike Tyson when he got out of jail. And we thought we would see the same Mike Tyson every time he would get in the ring. And it would never happen. But even today, if Mike Tyson walks down that aisle with them black shorts on, those black shoes, we think we're going to see what we all remember seeing. And for 20 years, it's like we all have been stuck in the thinking stuck into the brand. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that the brand was going to rear its head, and I think it had slowly been declining for a while now. But I was able to see it when I became the media. It's a weird thing, though. When I became the media, I was able to step back and hear these kids talk. We went to Duke on a visit, and man, the Duke wide receivers was in the weight room picking at the DBs at UM. Like, Duke? I'm like, what?
Wow.
Yeah, things of that nature. And I was able to hear these things, and I started realizing, man, we are really mediocre. Like, people, and this is like 5 years ago I started realizing this. People aren't afraid of us.
Right.
We're like San Diego State. Like, and that's what I started thinking. But yeah, I mean, I think my thing is we talk. My thing is I was saying let Manny stay until these people figure out what they want to do for football in Miami. Because me and you talked about this. What SEC team would have hired Manny when he was available? Nobody.
As a head coach.
What ACC team would have hired Manny as their head coach when he was available?
Nobody. None that I know of. That's why Temple wanted to hire him. I mean, look what happened. Look what happened when he went to Texas. I mean, nobody wanted to hire him. He went to Texas, and he got exposed out there. About who was it? Was it Rice or BYU that ran all over? You know what I mean?
I don't think he was the first pick for Temple either. So what I'm saying is that if nobody would have hired Manny as a head coach, and we paid to steal him back from Temple, right?
$4 million.
What are we? What are we doing? Those
I
are the
don't know,
same who
but
are the same people who are going to fire Manny, and those are the same people who's going to start this coaching search again.
you got a point. When you make the bus boy the owner of the restaurant, that's what happened. Blake James was a bus boy at Miami.
Right.
Selling tickets for the athletic department. Now he's running the whole shebang. Prime 112 wouldn't let the bus boy work his way up to the owner of the restaurant. You have to go pay some dues somewhere else first before you can come back here and run this restaurant, be the owner of it. But you're right though, man. It's just the best coach on staff is who right now? T-Rob, right? Best coach on
I
staff.
think T-Rob, Jesse, might be one of them young guys, man.
Definitely. I mean, definitely T-Rob. His track record speaks for itself. I mean, he's probably the best. He's probably the best coach on staff. I don't know, man.
Right.
I don't know. Well, I do know. We just don't lack the real coaching. And you know how I feel about De'Aaron King. I don't think he's all that good. I didn't understand all this NIL money he was getting. I'm like, for what reason?
Talk to us about De'Aaron King. Okay, let me set it up. De'Aaron King is the best quarterback we've had in a while. Since who, T?
Since Brad.
Since Brad Kaya?
Brad was a good quarterback.
You think Brad Kaya better than King? He's the best. Yeah, and I want you to tell people what you told me about him the other night. He's the best quarterback we had since Brad Kaya.
Right.
Some people think N'Kosi Perry better, but I'm like, listen, man, we saw N'Kosi Perry on the field. We've seen King on the field. I don't think they're equal. You know what I'm saying? We've seen N'Kosi Perry. He's going to throw for 200. It's like a cap on what he did here. You know what I'm saying? It would always be a cap on what he do.
Hold on real quick. Whoever it is, me, Junior, listen, bro, we ain't slandering nobody. We're telling the truth of how we feel. This is our opinion, buddy. All right? This isn't slander. You can't handle our real talk, get up off our site. Don't bring in nothing. All right? But anyway, go back to what you were saying.
I don't know what you're talking about slander. I mean,
I don't know what buddy talking about. It's hard.
My thing is, King is the best quarterback we had since Kaya, right?
Right.
He's hard nosed. He's not super accurate, but he's productive. He has numbers. Give me your take on King. You told me something the other day that I didn't think about. You know what I'm saying? But what is your take on King, and where do you think King fails?
My issue with him is that the chances he takes with the ball when we're behind, he doesn't do in the beginning when the game's tied or when we need a score or when we'd have the chance to go ahead. And it's like he plays it conservative. It's like he's going to take what the defense gives him until we get down, and then he really has to throw it down the scene. He really has to take chances with the ball. Like, man, take them chances now. Let's like, if you're a gunslinger, be a gunslinger. Be true to who you are. Go do it. But I just he's not a good enough athlete to lead us and run and pass for us to win. And then the stats that he does have, those are empty calories. Those are stats that we're playing catch up. Those stats don't mean anything to me. Do it from leading ahead. Do it from a point of we're leading the game, we're winning the game, and we're putting pressure on people, we're stepping on their neck. Do it from that point against a live opponent, against a ranked opponent. And for his career, he's pretty much been the same guy. That's why Dan Holgerson wanted to move into wide receiver. It is what it is, man. Dan Holgerson is a good quarterback. He knows he's been around the game a long time. He's better than the guy we got, so it is what it is. So we stuck with Eric King. He's a 6-year senior. He's essentially the oldest player in college football. So he should be a dominant player. There's really no excuses for him at this point, right? He's in his 6th year. He has a coordinator, finally, back-to-back years, same offense, same terminology. So he should be playing a lot better. But at the same time, he is playing with what? 2 new wide receivers in Rambo and number 5 versus the 2 that he had starting last year. I don't know if that's a factor in it or what the struggle is. I think it's more so the system. I think it could be more so the system and a combination of that. I just don't know. You know what I mean? So, but I do know I don't hold him in as high regard that like everybody else. He's an average college quarterback, but he's not. I mean, he's proven it's not good enough to lead us over a team like Michigan State. It is what it is.
You see it coming down there. Marvin trying to holler at you, man. Marvin say, "What's up?"
Well, that's my boy.
You know what that is? Yeah.
Yeah, that's we can't say who that is, but what's up, bro?
Exactly who it is. They know who he is.
What's up, bro? What's good, my brother?
They know who he is. Yeah, it's Cam Kitchen's dad. They know who he is. Yeah, and that was interesting when you brought that to my attention. It's like, yeah, when it's no, I mean,
Yeah, Derek.
they just
Yeah, Derek.
that's
Derek in the
what.
comments. Hold on, real quick. Derek in the comments. You're right, bro. He is really short. You don't even want to know what I call him in our text groups. But yeah, he's short, man. Like he's super short, bro. Like
He
short. I'm
is,
5'9"
yeah.
and a half. He's shorter than me. For real. I'm looking
Y'all
at the
don't
top of his
remember the
head
first
when I
day?
see
The
him.
first day I went to practice and I saw him. I was shocked. I was shocked because I had never looked at his height. I never thought, you know what I'm saying? So when I saw him, it was like, man, what is it? Bring a kid to practice day or something, man? I was so surprised that he was 5'9", 5'8", whatever, 5'10", whatever he is. You know what I'm saying? Um, but he's a dog, man. He has huge balls. I mean, I can't, like I said, he's the best quarterback we had since Brad. But you
Yeah, he
bring
is.
up
Well,
a
but you're right. He's a dog, man. He's a competitor. Like
yeah.
let me give him his flowers. He is a competitor. He's an ultimate competitor. It ain't his fault. He is limited
Yeah.
because of his size or whatever, and he's also limited with the offense. The offense is terrible, man. What are we
We're gonna
doing?
get into that. We're gonna get
I
into that.
mean,
Listen.
we can't even run block. Like, but then again, we hire a coach from UNLV to coach the O line. What do we expect? A UNLV O line coach? Like Miami should have. There should be some kind of budget that says we have $800,000 or better for an O line coach. We can go get a coach out of the NFL for that much money.
Right.
I don't
Right.
get it. Well, go ahead, bro. My bad.
No. The interesting part you bring up about King is two things. You say he doesn't get it done. We went to watch that Houston versus Oklahoma game when he was there. The game that kind of put him on the map. But when the game starts off the same always with him. It always starts off the same. It's something left to be desired. You know what I'm saying? When it's a big game. The fact that he doesn't do it in the times when we need it, and then you went on to say that he's a good athlete, but he's not a good enough athlete. And it made me think about the athletes that could win with their legs. You know what I'm saying? The really good ones that could win with their legs. Vince Young, Lamar Jackson. No, he's not that. You know what I'm saying? He's not
at all.
Somebody said he's Seneca Wallace.
Seneca Wallace? You think he that good?
No.
Man.
X said
But you know what?
Wallace.
That's a good. You know what? I like that. I like that comparison. Okay, I like that. Seneca Wallace was short, throw it. But hey, he ain't even Doug Flutie. I know that. He ain't Doug Flutie.
Right.
He ain't even Doug Flutie.
So you bring that up, and that is a way to look at it because it confused me. You called me walking out of there, T, and I could not. Right at that time, I couldn't argue with you. I couldn't go back and forth with you. He had just threw the ball 59 times. We had just ran for 40 yards. And it wasn't clear to me in my head, you know what I'm saying, that what just happened. They put the ball in his hands. He threw it 59 times. Rambo had a career day. He found Rambo. Okay, now we got a King to Rambo connection, but they got blowed out.
So that connection ain't work, right? Like they was ready to crown Rambo, right? Rambo. Bad L. Because if he's your leading receiver, we ain't finna win, bro. That's just what that proved. I'm sorry.
I heard you say that. Explain what you mean by that.
He's just not good enough. Like, we're forcing the ball to him. Why? Because he's a newcomer and we don't want him to retransfer or maybe go somewhere and we promise him something. I don't get it. But if you can't dominate the Big 12, I don't expect you to dominate ACC. Big 12 defense is terrible. So I don't know why he came down. Some people look at him as his messiah. Is he better or on the par of what we had? He's about the same as Wiggins and them to me. It really ain't no better. We just throwing the ball a little more, and he's different. New name, new person.
He catches the ball.
Man.
He catches the ball.
He catches the ball. True, but look like Romello Brinson catch that. Look like Romello Brinson catch the ball.
Man, we know what Romello Brinson is. We know what he is. No, we know what he is. I told him if they start throwing him the ball.
But what I mean
by he's not gonna leave the field.
But what I mean by Rambo, he's not a game breaker, right? So a guy usually have that kind of day at Miami, man. We usually win the game, right? Game breaker. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. History, game breaker. Right. But he did well. I respect that. I hope he keeps it going. I hope he shows that 2 years ago for him that he had at Oklahoma. But I don't know, man. I don't see it, man. I don't see it. I don't know if he's getting. I don't even know if these guys getting. Yeah, I don't know if these guys are really getting coached up, man, because Sometimes Eric King is holding the ball, and if you happen to be at the game or you can watch the all 22, you see guys that are open sometimes, but they ain't really getting no separation. So I don't know if they're working on it, not working on it. I don't know what that aspect is like at practice, and if they're working on it or not, man. But all I know is I can only judge it by the product on the field, and it's consistent from one receiver to the next. They really don't really get separation like that. But then again, we don't have a dog. We don't have a dog as a receiver coach. We used to have dogs as coaches that will eat your face. You know what I mean? You couldn't do that in CJ. Could you imagine if Lamar Thomas was
here? Who are you talking about? CJ? Who else you talking about?
Yeah, CJ when Kevin Beard was, he was a dog. Look what he did when he was here that time. We had 3 guys over 600 yards receiving, man. When Kevin Beard was the receiver coach, go back and look at that. Stacey Coley had an fall off year with whoever was there. I forget who was there the year before. We made KB. He brought Stacey Coley back to form. Who had 3 guys over 600 yards that year? So you need a dog at certain positions, man. I'm finally glad we got one with T. Rob. He's a dog. So the DB is gonna play, and I know, one part's pass rush, one part is coverage, but that's gonna that's gonna come, But we need more dogs as coaches, man. I don't know if we got a dog there. I just don't know.
Right.
At receiver, he's a nice guy. No.
No.
Let me see. Now let me not say. I did initially. It's not. Let me say, I did not like him. I think he's a good coach, but I just didn't get. We didn't get the production I thought we would be getting. It's like a guy will come in as a freshman, dominate. We're expecting him to sophomore year, junior year to be better, and then we just wouldn't get that. So I don't know if that was a product of Coach Dugan's or a product of the system or just a product of the environment. But let me not say I did not like him. I did like Coach Dugan as a man, good coach, good recruiter for the most part. But he wasn't CJ. He wasn't Kevin Beard. Was he in those guys? Nah, he wasn't those guys. But he's a good coach, I would say.
Somebody said, are y'all looking at the type of routes and catches they are getting? You can't win with 12 sideline catches, hitches, and button hooks.
Right. You can't.
It's like he doesn't play across the middle a lot.
No, he's right, though. You can't win with that. Like, we throwing Rambo a million balls, bubble screens, hitches. Like, you're so right. You got to be down the field. It got to be curls, hooks, digs, posts. Exactly, man. But that's what I mean when you brought up Streeter. It's levels to it. And that's what I mean. He made up a good point about, hey, you ain't like, this is not the Big 12 where guys are missing tackles. This is ACC. We're in the South, right? They can say whatever they want to. We're not it's not the SEC, right? It's not that, but it's still the South. ACC football. Like, these kids can get tackled. They play in high school amongst SEC kids that go to SEC. A lot of these kids are in the ACC, turn down SEC schools to come to the ACC. So there's a good players here. You can't just not think that this offense is going to work where you spread everybody out, throw a million bubble screens. I don't know if we're running air raid off. I don't know what we're running, bro. Isn't it supposed to be an air raid? Aren't these guys air raid guys supposedly? I don't know what we're doing. You know what I mean? But the commenter is right, man. Like, you can't. It's just not. It's not conducive to winning, man. It's not Miami football. It's just not.
Right. So when Lashley first came, I told you, T, man, we talked to him in the press conference, man. He sounds like a head coach. And your response was what?
Who that? Manny sounds like a head coach?
No. Lashley.
What I said? I said, man, get the hell out of here. Probably. Like, are you crazy?
You was like, what is he? You said, what
has
he
done yet? What has he done yet? They was ready to crown this boy. They was ready to crown him last year. But it's that.
Now go back. Now, this was before the Clemson game. He said this. Now this was before the Clemson game. Me and him was having this conversation, and I was like, he talks like a head coach, bro. Listen, they came, they took over the offense in practice. The whole practice changed, and your response was, he ain't did nothing. And went out there versus Clemson laid in the egg. They was ready to crown him. He's a hot coordinator, but they do that with those guys. Now, young looking, you know how it is, man. Blonde hair, blue eyes, man. Next great thing, man. Stop playing with us, man. Like, this man is not he's not a very good coordinator, man. He's probably a better position coach, but he's just not a very good coordinator. I think he just called plays. I don't think it seems like he calls plays regardless of whatever the hell the defense is doing. Like, this is my system. I'm going to run these plays and that's it. It's not like it's no rhyme or reason or anything. Like, we don't run a reverse or slow down a pass rush. We don't run middle screen. We don't do anything. We can't even block, man. Like, how do we have all these linemen that were recruited by SEC schools and we can't block the sun out of our eyes? I think
I
they're
don't know,
reporting
bro.
that Kylian Herbert has left the team. I'm gonna look into that though. But yeah, that's what's being reported.
Who? Oh, the O lineman.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
that's
we
what's
gonna
being reported. Yeah, I think Barry Jackson reported that this
that's the kid
morning.
from American Heritage, right?
Yeah, man, that's crazy to me. That kid was yeah, that's still an enigma to me.
Remember that kid made a video. Remember he made the video commitment video where he was like fighting zombies and committed to Michigan.
Yeah,
Remember that? That was him. Remember that was him, right?
yeah. I know exactly
And he
who it
never
is.
and he
But
never
no, I
panned
don't
out.
think he was the one fighting. Was he the one fighting zombies? Or that was a kid from somewhere else.
I thought it was a kid from, I thought he was the one that made the
I
commitment
thought that
video.
was
He's like
the tight
fighting
end.
zombies and stuff. I thought it was
I
him.
didn't see that,
Maybe
but
I'm
he
wrong.
did commit to Michigan though. He did commit
I
to
thought it was
Michigan.
him.
Oh,
I thought it was
yeah,
him, but man, he was such a. I mean, he didn't pan out. I guess it was injuries or whatever. I don't know what happened to him, but he just didn't pan out at all. But I mean, if he left the team, leave the
yeah.
team. I mean, what does that matter? He don't even play. When they gonna
That's
announce
the
Manny
enigma.
Diaz has left the team? When are they gonna announce that Manny Diaz left the team? That's what I want to know.
What'd you say, dog? When they gonna announce what?
When Manny Diaz has left the team, bro, he has a worse record than Al Golden.
I know.
So what are we gonna do?
We have
Are
big
we
problems,
stuck
though.
with him, bro? Are we really stuck with this guy? There's no way we can be
We have
stuck with him, bro. How can we, bro? But listen to this. We're at 20 years. Look how fast these 20 years have passed by. Bro, we're gonna look up, it's gonna be 2031, and we ain't gonna win nothing. We 30 years removed. We're gonna be Pittsburgh if we don't hurry up and do something. We're gonna be Pittsburgh.
right.
Like,
Are we Pittsburgh?
we about to be.
We close.
We about to be.
We close. We close.
Man, that
Listen,
sucks,
I
bro.
spoke to last night. I got a phone call late last night. Najee Davenport. Najee doesn't really pay attention to the program like that. He has his issues. You know what I'm saying? His own reasons why. He has a son though. That's damn good.
Yeah, he sure is.
Say D,
That's
man.
excellent.
My son made me sit down and watch the Hurricanes, bro. He said so. He sat down and he watched the game, and the Hurricane, the great Hurricane alumni came out of him, and this was his take. He said, man, we came out there with all this fast-paced stuff, trying to get them tired, running around, fast-paced this, fast-paced that, trying to get them tired.
And we got tired.
He said, D, go watch. Yeah. He said, D, go watch the game. Look in the third quarter. We got tired.
We were tired.
All of a sudden, we couldn't tackle 9. We couldn't get him down. It's almost like we made ourselves tired. He said when Tyreek Stevenson caught the ball at the 2-yard line, he knew we was dead. He said, because what happened to the fundamentals? Like whatever happened to putting your heels on the 10-yard line, whatever happened to these things?
Mental toughness. Like his brain, he just totally it's what you call him having mental toughness, just knowing what to do. And it's bigger than Santana Moss made it famous. Big time players make big time plays in big time games, right? But that was a big time moment right there for our team and for him to be smarter than an average football player. Bro, you have no business going to fetch a ball behind when your heel should be on the 10.
Right.
Everybody in the stadium know that. Like, we've watched enough football as Hurricane fans to know. We've seen Tremaine Mack. Go back to Kevin Whitney, Santana Moss, Roscoe Parrish. We know better than this crap. What the hell they doing, man? Like, I don't know what's wrong. Like, and they want to try us fans and like we crazy, like we got too high expectations. No, y'all are the one crazy. We know what it's supposed to look like, and that ain't what it's supposed to look like. For real.
Right. Somebody said that might have been his sense of desperation. Like, man, I can see Tyreek doing that. I can see Tyreek saying,
I'm finna get this. I'm finna get this thing. I'm finna make something happen. Okay, but
I'm going to the
make
league this year, right? I'm going to the league today, not tomorrow. I'm going today.
But what was disheartening was when he caught the ball, 3 guys surrounded him, and our guys that's supposed to be blocking them looking at them. Go freeze frame that, bro. It's just, I mean, but who's our special teams coach? Another coach who has no business being at Miami. Why is he here? It's like, come on, man. Packy, right? Why is he here? Special teams, listen, bro. Special teams are so important. People always say that, right? But this is why it's important. You coach everybody on the team. That's why it's important. You literally coach all 85 players. Quarterbacks are usually holders. Star players run. You know, we had Andre Johnson, Frank Gordon on kickoff. You know how it is. So you coach everybody, and we got this guy coaching everybody. Come on, bro.
Listen to me. I'm gonna read this to you, T, and tell me what you think. Coach Withers, I don't know who that is. Who's an analyst at Texas. Withers has served as a head coach at Texas State 2016 to 2018, FCS powerhouse James Madison's from 2014 2015, and he was the head coach at UNC for 2011, while also making additional prominent stops as assistant coach with Louisville, Minnesota, Ohio State college ranks. NFL, Withers has coached with the Saints, Titans, and recently with the Giants, right? During his time at, did you just pay attention to that?
Who? Coach Withers?
Do we have anybody? Do we have anybody on the staff with those accolades?
No, no.
Okay, so here we go. Andrew Brenner. Andrew Brenner. Let me see. Brenner comes to FIU. I just said it. With nearly 15 years of college experience, including 2 seasons of quarterback coach, pass game coordinator with Mississippi State, 6 years at Fordham, with final 2 seasons as head coach from 2016 to 2017. Brenner has spent most of his time under current Oregon offensive coordinator Jordan Moorhead, as he spent combined 7 seasons with UConn, Mississippi State, and Fordham. Last season he was with the Philadelphia Eagles. Listen, bro, those two coaches, right?
but that's part of my thing about your head coach is only as good as his coaching tree or the coaches that he can hire. Now, what makes Butch Davis and those guys so good is because the coaches that he can get. Look at those accolades you laid out for coaches he got to come to FIU. Could you imagine if he's at a Power 5 program, the kind of coach he can get to come coach for them?
Right.
I mean,
right. So
Manny's at Miami. Manny's at Miami hiring UNLV O-line coaches. Think about that for a second.
Listen. Let me set the stage. So that's FIU coaches, right? Their head coach is Butch Davis. We know who he is, right? And what people are going to say is that, well, why FIU not winning, right? That's what they're going to say. What I'm saying is that when we went head-to-head with FIU, they outcoached us. They outcoached us and they beat us.
Right.
I don't think we have anybody on our staff. That's just the first 3 people. I don't think we have anybody on our staff like that. Now, does it matter? The question is, does it matter?
It doesn't matter, because when they say why FIU ain't winning, that's just a convenient argument to paint. But if you look at the history of state of Florida football, if you ain't the big 3, you really ain't gonna sustain it to be winning, because the kids who are marginal talent, who may be marginal big 3 talent in the big 3's eyes, aren't gonna go to FIU. They're gonna go Power 5 in another state, Iowa, Wisconsin, and be developed. They're not gonna go to FIU. So they're not. So when they say why FIU, well, why they ain't winning? Because they ain't getting the kids who ain't coming to Miami. The kids who ain't going to Miami are still going Power 5. They're just going to West Virginia. You know what I mean? They're going to Iowa State instead. You know, so that's part of what it is. It's always going to be hard for FIU, FAU to be a powerhouse, respectively. But like you said, if they can play us and beat us, that's enough. Like, that's enough. I mean, at this point, all our fans should be on board to know that this staff isn't getting it done and this staff ain't going to be here. I'm pretty sure we all know that now. So we got to be talking to, like, you know, the BOT members and people in the administration who we hope and hear some of this stuff from us, man, because all us fans and diehards got to be on the same page now with this guy ain't the answer. He never really was, and he got to go. Like, that has to be the consensus among everybody now. And Pinellas is right. Bush comes off the Jimmy Johnson tree. Exactly, man. Like, it's about your coaching tree. What made Jimbo Fisher a great coach? Look at the coaches he can pull from. Look at the coach he can go high. Look at what Nick Saban can do. Look what Urban Meyer can do. You know, Dabo Swinney to an extent. You know what I mean? It's about your coaching tree, your network of coaches. Who can you go higher? You know, but most of those guys went and coached at Timbuktu University and went 0-10, 1-9, 2-8, 4-5, 3-7, and really had to dig in and coach and become better coaches before they got their jobs. You know, guys like Manny and Randy Shannon, you know, I love Randy, but their first job was Miami. Their first job was Florida State. That doesn't really happen like that. And coaching, man, you got to pay your dues, bro. Like, to hell with the affirmative action and everything else. You got to pay your dues as a coach to become a really good coach. You have to. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't care if you black, white, purple. If you ain't paid your dues as a coach, you ain't gonna be no good coach. And you got to pay your dues. You got to go coach at
Right.
Timbuktu somewhere, and where your D tackle might be 5'10", 180 pounds. You got to get the job done. Like those guys who are successful had to go do that. But we keep hiring guys who didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? Like if you
A
go
lot
look
of people
at
saying, listen to me 1 second. A lot of people saying Jeff Simpson has those accolades. Let me read this to you. Jeff Simpson, Simpson helped after Simpson returned to the University of Miami after spending 2017 season with the Atlanta Falcons. Simpson helped the Atlanta rank 9th in the NFL in both total defense and rushing defense in 2017. The Falcons advanced in the NFC divisional playoffs before failing eventually to Super Bowl champions. In 12 years as Buford, Georgia high school coach, that school been coming up so much in the last couple of weeks. Simpson won 7 state titles, compiled a record of 164 and 12. Under Simpson, the Wolves appeared in 10 consecutive finals. We're talking about high school now. 10 consecutive finals of the total 22 years. After playing college football, Tigers, he spent 1994 coaching at his alma mater, Marietta High School. Simpson. He went back to high school and in Buford, blah blah blah. Let me see. His Buford coaching staff is Pat. After playing college football, Simpson's career as student and assistant for the Tigers, working under Pat Dye and Terry Bowden. So that was Auburn. He was a student assistant. He then spent 1 year, 1994, coaching as
under sorry Terry Bowden. But go ahead.
So wait up now. I'm trying to get okay. So So he was at Buford High School. He was a hell of a high school coach, right? After playing college football, Simpson.
Let me give you Jeff Simpson's bio without all that glossing that Miami put on it. He coached 12 years at Buford High School. After being 12 years and winning all those state championships, he got a job at Georgia State, where he stayed for maybe 6 months before he may stay maybe 6 months before a friend of his that worked for the Falcons, because he already coached in Georgia, gave him a job there. From that, he was an assistant to the assistant to the assistant, a gopher pretty much. Then Miami gives him a job. Then he goes back to the Falcons for a year. Now he's here. I don't know. He's a good coach, bro. He ain't really paid no dues nowhere outside of high school.
But listen. Let's stick with the argument. People said Jeff Simpson. They started saying Jeff Simpson has the accolades of those people we just named.
I don't believe it.
No, we just read it. He doesn't. He doesn't.
Right, and he doesn't. Like he inherited Coach Cool's D-line. That was a great Coach Cool. His track record spoke for itself in Missouri when he got here, when he left or whatever, right? So he took over that D-line. Now, mind you, he didn't mess it up. He kept it going. Salute to Coach Simpson for that. He didn't mess it up, right? Because we remember back in the day when we had John Palermo coaching the D-line, Calais Campbell had 10 sacks, and the next year we had another D-line coach, and we totally sucked, right? So thank God for Jeff Simpson to keep that going, right? He kept that going. Then he goes to Atlanta. I don't know, were they a good defense? I think they one of the worst defenses in the league, right? All of them got fired, right? Then he comes back here. So I don't know. And from what I hear, I don't know if him and Leonard Taylor's getting along, man. Like, what's up? Why he ain't playing? Right. What's going on? Like, what's up? So I don't know, man. But
I've heard a few things. I didn't know if they were true. I heard talking to another recruit. He told the recruit that Leonard Taylor wasn't it, but I just felt maybe that was just talk to the recruit. You know what I'm saying? To the recruit dad to get the recruit in. But Leonard Taylor isn't playing. I could see Leonard Taylor having a rough time learning the plays. I was going to get my boy to come on here and explain to people how a lot learning the playbook can have you on the bench for two years. You know what I'm saying? Okay, a talent like Leonard Taylor, right? It seems as if
we see the question about the coaches. We definitely gonna answer that. Man, we definitely gonna answer that. Go ahead, bro.
Which one?
No, go ahead, finish. We're gonna finish this and we're gonna go back.
It just seems when they're that good, other schools figure out a way to get them on the field. Now we have some freshmen on the field. Bashar got a carry. Romello caught 3 passes. Who else is out? Who else been out there? Cam Kitchens, James Williams, they out there.
Like you mean to tell me you can't put your arm around Leonard Taylor and be like, yo, these next 2 plays, I'm calling these 2 defenses. You got this on this play and this on this one. Go do it. And he can't go out there and play and do that?
Say it again.
Man, listen, man.
Say it again.
You might, hey, D, You my freshman D tackle. You might not be picking up the playbook too much, right? Guess what? On the sideline, hey bro, come here. Hey, the next 2 plays is what I'm calling. You got this on this play and this on that play. Go get it. He out there. Let's go play.
Simple.
How hard is that?
Simple. If you care.
Dang, bro. How hard is that, bro? So what? He ain't playing because he don't know the whole playbook or the whole D line? If you don't get that man on the field already, man, I'm tired of that, bro. I'm tired of it. You mean to tell me that you bring him out for 2 plays? Somebody else in for 2 plays. Okay. The next 2 plays, hey, or maybe on 3rd down, you got this. Go pass rush. Bro, how hard is that?
It's not hard.
Especially with that defense, that raggedy defense, it can't be that hard.
It's not hard unless he's trying to prove a point. There's always I compare it to the stock market. Like this morning, everything's down. There's always things you can't control in the market, right?
For real.
Unless there's things going on we can't control. You know what I'm saying? Unless there's things going on we don't know. Slap Jeff Simpson's wife on the ass. Told him fuck you the other day in practice. Unless there's things like that, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Like that we don't know about, right?
That we don't know. So there's always the aspect of what we don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's always the aspect of what we don't know. We just sit and we talk, we speculate. You know what I'm saying? But believe me, I've heard enough stories. It's always shit we don't know. But what we see is a young man that big time 5-star. We know have the ability. We see him in practice. He is as smooth as they come, T. The athletic ability, listen, as smooth as they come. And he can't get a snap on a defensive line.
A snap. Something he been doing. He been playing. That kid been playing D-line since he was 9-10 years old, I would imagine, right? Right? Something he been doing his whole life. He wasn't no running back when he was a little boy, right? He wasn't been on the D-line his whole life. And he can't go out there for 10 plays and you can't tell him what to do and break him on the, like, man, I don't like that. If you can do that to him, that buys him so much buy-in with you as a coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, coach got me in there. I don't know the whole playbook. I'm learning that, but man, coach gave me the 2 play what I'm gonna do, and he got me in there. Like, I don't
check this out. Check this out. They be promising the upperclassmen stuff, man, especially the safety. They told Bolden if he come back, he won't leave the field. That's fair? You want Bolden to come back. Is that fair? I mean, you willing to deal it now. Listen, we talking about business now.
You told Bolden if he come back, you won't leave the field.
You see the comment down there, right?
Hold on.
You see the comment?
Where the comment at?
You don't see it? You saw it. So it came from a good source now.
Oh my God. Yeah. I believe it. Listen, I believe
but
it.
Is it fair? I think that's business.
No.
I think that's business. I don't think in life everything ain't fair, though. Joe Rose talked about that a lot. How Duper and Clayton was able to do things that he couldn't do.
Bro, I'm always the one that say this. Favor ain't fair. I don't care. Favor ain't fair.
Right.
So they told, man, that's crazy. Yeah, I would imagine, like, just do him like Clemson. Just give him a bag and sit down somewhere. You don't need to promise him nothing. Like, come on, man. This is insanity.
Tracy Howard gave me one of the best quotes I've heard the kids say. When we were talking about favorites and stuff. He said, man, listen, the favorite thing goes both ways. Sometimes you're in favor and sometimes you're not. He said, so I don't move. Yes, I don't move either way. You know what I'm saying? When we're talking about favor and people liking people, because sometimes I benefited from that. And I think that's a wise person to sit back and see that. You know what I'm saying?
He is wise. He been no wonder he got a old soul. That make a whole lot of sense. That's real. You gotta roll with it. You can't treat it any better. Whatever favor you get, accept it, move forward, because one day it could be out your favor. That's real. That's just how life is. But man,
but
so I know they got some questions. I know that, but I don't know if it's fair though, bro. It is fair because that's what they promised him. That's what it is. But he played like that. I mean, he played like that. So, like, boy, I'm gonna do. He played like, boy, I'm gonna do anything out here, and I don't give a damn. I know income on the field. That's how he played. Shit, I don't know what he be doing sometimes out there. Like, boy, what the hell he doing?
Hey, Cam Kitchens and James Williams was out there Saturday though.
Yes, sir. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Listen, bro. That's the only thing. That's one of the few things I get excited about. Cam Kitchens and James Williams on the field at the same time. Because, boy, I thought they was going to mess that up. I thought they was going to have them at the same position, but they did it the right way. Them two at different positions. You got Chase Smith at Rover. Whenever we get them three on the field, it is going to be hell to pay, my man. Please believe it. Please.
You got Avonte Williams roaming around out there somewhere too now.
Man, they're gonna tell that boy gonna go. I don't think he stay. I think he just stay for this year because it's too much to move and go to the school and move your apartment, your home. But I think he going after this year, bro. I don't think he gonna stay.
You think so? Think he get up out of there?
I think so.
Yeah.
I would imagine that their schools and back channels telling him he can come play right now, right away. Because you get 1 year in the transfer portal to play right away. So I would imagine that's what he's gonna do. And with these youngsters playing, I don't see it. But we'll see.
Oh, I get what you're saying. I get exactly what you're saying. Right. So
you know what I mean?
Done came in. Yeah, I done got out of favor. So
he done got out of favor. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
right.
He gonna have to come back and play like Ed Reed if he want to start over them two coming in, because I'll be hell to play, man. Just being real with you. Them two finna be. They finna play. If Gervin Hall keep playing like he playing, he gonna be benched, and them boys gonna end up starting, and they're gonna be 2-3 year stars going down the road. Watch. But
did anybody pay attention to Huff? I haven't had a chance to go back and look at it. How did Huff play? Anybody? Anybody in the comment section?
I haven't went back and looked at the tape from a linebacker standpoint, because what I like to do, I like to look at the game like the second and third time I like to look at the linebackers and just see if they're leading me to the ball. So when I go back and look at it, I'll have a better idea of understanding who he played. But I don't think anybody played well in the front seven, because that kid was running up, down, round through us like it was nothing, bro. So
that kid is really good, though. He's really good.
So let's talk about realistic coaches that you think we can be. I don't know if we can be realistic. I don't know, because all the stuff is a pipe dream. I mean, how many times we done talked about coaches we want, and we done had a list of 20 coaches. Miami ain't hired none of them. We should have Dan Mullen here right now. Remember, Dan Mullen wanted the job. Remember, he called Miami. He wanted the job, and they didn't want to pay him $4 million.
They don't want to be that good. They don't want to be that good.
They don't want to be that good. Listen, they probably told. Listen, Dan Mullen. We don't want to be that good. Now you tripping. We don't want to be that good.
They don't want to be that good. Dog.
I keep saying this Ken Dorsey thing down here, but listen to me for a minute. Who keeps saying the Ken Dorsey? Listen. Listen. This is my thing with guys like Ken Dorsey and stuff like that, right? So I just want to take you down the road. Okay, so when we first hired Howard, right? People forget Howard was a Super Bowl champion offensive coordinator. He was the offensive coordinator of the 72 Dolphins, right? Great coach, right? Mm-hmm. Turned the whole program around. But from that point forward, our most success were with guys who were former head coaches, who had paid those dues, who knew what it took, right? We hired who after Howard? Jimmy, right? Jimmy, great defensive guy, head coach experience, all that, right? Then Dennis, great offensive system, head coach experience, right? Butch did it, but he came from Jimmy's tree, right? And we know what his shortcomings were. We as fans remember his game day shortcomings. We remember that, right? We had some growing pains with Butch. We had a lot of growing pains with Butch, but he still did what some of the best talent ever seen.
They wanted Butch fired, dog. They wanted Butch fired, right?
Right. A lot of people wanted Butch fired. We lost the home game. We shouldn't have lost. Broke our streak, and lost East Carolina. I remember all that, man. So. And then after Butch, we hired who? We hired Coker, right? OC, who he's never been. I don't think he's been a head coach again. Said, well, he was, but at a little startup program, right? That didn't work. Then we went from Coker to who? Shannon, another coordinator.
Right.
That didn't work, right? Then we went from Shannon to who? Al Golden, former coach with head coaching experience. I know we can nitpick now, but I thought he was going to be a good hire here, man. Looking back, had he just got rid of freaking D'Onofrio, he may still be the freaking head coach here, right? But he had some head coach experience, and for his shortcomings was that his defense was terrible. And if you look back on his record at Temple, he never beat a team with a winning record, a tougher conference opponent, a winning team with a. He never beat an opponent with a winning record.
I think he would have got it right. I think he would have got it right.
We'll see, right? And then from there, after him, we got an old retread with Mark Rick, former head coach experience. He got his IPF. He got us up to speed with the alumni network, with a lot of different things, right? He helped us a lot, right? He really moved the program forward. Then we got Manny. I don't think we need to go back to another coordinator, man. I think we need to go back to a guy that has some head coaching experience because we need Miami to move forward. Ken, for as great as he was as a leader, as cerebral as he was, and we know he'll have the respect amongst the peers, amongst the fan base, amongst the alumni, but he just needs to go get some head coaching experience anywhere, and then I would be on board with him being the head coach. But even if they hired him, I wouldn't be mad at it because he's an alumni. He's from a certain tree, he's from a certain cloth. He's paid his dues in the league, but he gotta go be the head man. You know what I mean? If you don't really get that experience of knowing what it's like until you actually get to do it. And I would just love for him to go get that somewhere before he's the head coach at the University of Miami. I don't want the next head coach at the University of Miami to be some guy who is his first time being the head coach. And that's the only thing I would say, not to do ever again, no matter what. And I know previous guys. I know there are guys out there who's going to fail no matter what head coaching experience. And there are going to be some guys like Dabo who are succeeding who didn't in the beginning. But man, I don't know, bro. I don't know what we do at this point, right? Who knows?
So Cleavon Boston, one of my normal comments said all these Chip Kelly, Hugh Freeze, Chiano Cristobal. I don't know if he's saying that these people he would take, or I know they wasn't first time head coaches. No, what your take is perfect, man. I had an old head tell me the other day, man, when Snellenberg won national championship, they wasn't loaded. The team wasn't loaded
at all.
Right? They wasn't loaded. When Bain
he didn't even get a chance to load the team yet. You know what I mean? He took what was already there, grabbed some more stuff, and won a national championship with it.
When Bain come on and he talked from a standpoint of, man, we was going in the game underdogs. Think about that. This underdog versus Nebraska. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's real.
Michigan State, 40 new players on their team.
That's real.
Coach been there 2 years. 40 new players on their team. Coach been there 2 years. And he got it together.
That's crazy. I mean, it's just all that, bro. Like, all that matters. But back to the coaches, like realistic head coaches. If what Uncle Luke says is true, bro, if that is true, there's never been a more perfect candidate in the history of life than Lane Kiffin and the University of Miami, baby. If what he says is true, bro.
They will not be able to deal with Lane walking around their campus, dog. Too much.
Lane gonna be fucking them co-eds on campus.
He's too much, dog. He's too much.
They say, listen, and you're right, Hugh Freeze would be a good hire too, and he would have us on probation. But damn it, would you take probation for a national championship? I would. They're gonna put us on probation anyway. Like, no matter what we do, they're gonna put us on probation. Like, it don't matter.
Hell no.
Like, it ain't gonna matter. Like, shoot, man. But I'm with you on that. Look what Hugh Freeze is doing at Liberty. He's ran an SEC program. Like, if I'm Miami, I'm trying to go hire the fourth, fifth, sixth place head coach in the SEC. Listen, you ain't gonna never win there because them schools got too much money. Come on to Miami where we got the same, some similar, but you can win here and get to the national championship. Over there, you ain't gonna get there. I'll be trying to go after a lot of them coaches. That's why they said to go after Dan Mullen, right? If you can win at Mississippi State and give Alabama and LSU a run from their money, imagine what you can do in Florida when you get to pick who you want. So
right.
That would be mine. Right. That would be mine. It's no secret why James Franklin is still successful at Penn State after winning, doing what he did in Vanderbilt in the SEC. So, man, I would go get Lane Kiffin in a heartbeat or one of them dudes, man. Like,
did you see this clip? Did you see this clip of South Carolina coach the other day?
Which one?
Right here.
Head coach. I didn't see it.
On the screen. What I'm about to play.
Let me see.
I want to make this bigger.
And then maybe make things different.
I gotta make this bigger. I know I can make this bigger. Let's just put him on. We're gonna just put him on the screen. I think the people still can hear you. Okay, we'll just listen to it. South Carolina head coach, after they played Georgia, he's talking. They ask him a question.
On the offense. They've got like 105-star.
Wait a minute. Let me start that over for you so you hear the question.
Georgia's a defensive line. What were they doing to maybe make things difficult on the offense? They've got like 100 5-star football players on their defense. They have a defensive lineman that weighs 340 pounds and runs better than everybody on this call. They've got
Everybody
5-star
on this call.
defensive backs. They're big and physical and fast. I mean, other than that, they're really freaking good. That's why they have the top defense in the country. They're hard to run the football on. So there wasn't some magical scheme they came out with tonight. They got 5-star recruits everywhere, and they play really physical. Damn.
Who
Who
did they play?
What were they doing?
Georgia. Georgia. They played Georgia. And we thought, okay, so Manny said something weak after the Alabama game, right? He said, they do it to everybody. He said, it's Alabama. They do it to everybody. They just beat Ohio State, yada, yada, yada. And we was like, man, that was weak. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people was agreeing with this guy. They was like, I wish more coaches talk like this guy. You know what I'm saying? Talk about the difference between athletes that teams have. What do you think about that?
When you were at the University of South Carolina, that's fine. When you're at the University of Miami of Ohio, that's fine. When you're at the University of West Virginia, that's fine. When you're at Fresno State University, that's fine. When you're at Iowa, that's fine. When you're at Jackson State, that's fine. But when you're the head coach of the University of Miami and you got high schools ranked top in the nation, 5-star recruits everywhere, and you happen to be getting half of them, or some of them, whatever, on top of that, 4 stars everywhere, and you say that, you're a loser.
Right.
You're a loser. And you don't deserve the job. And you do not deserve the job. And you do not deserve the job anymore.
You gotta wear some of things up, though. You gotta wear some of things up.
I'm all for keeping it real. But when Manny got asked that question about you had 8 months to prepare in the offseason, explain, why. He should have simply said, we didn't get it done. We are simply not good enough today to get it done. And that would have been it. That's what you said as the University of Miami head coach. But it goes back to, remember Al Goldie used to say loser stuff like that. Remember that one year we went to Florida State and he on national TV said he's going to keep the game close? You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
And we went out there and got destroyed, right? Loser.
Right.
Loser written all over it. But what you expect? I mean, he didn't play college ball. Not that you have to play college ball to be good, but it's just as a certain type of dog that you want in your coach, right? Like he making excuses for it. Well, that's Bama. They do it to everybody. Is that how you coach? Is that how you practice? Is that how you broke down film? I ain't gonna worry about that play. They're gonna get that play because that's Bama. That's how they do it. That's what makes me feel like that when I hear that kind of stuff. It makes me feel like he's not gonna do his due diligence to try to win at all costs against this team. Like he's not gonna take the time to leave no stone unturned to find out their weaknesses or to come up with a scheme or to get these guys motivated at the highest possible order to go play hard-nosed football. It just seems like, that's Bama. They do it to everybody. That's probably how he prepared. That's probably how he watched film. That's probably how he scouted them. It's Bama. They do it to everybody. I mean, they breaking in how many new players and a brand new offensive coordinator. And they skint us, bro.
and they what?
Skint us.
Skint us. That play went back to the 90s. Did you see the Durbin Hall play?
Oh my God! Listen, bro. If my TV wasn't connected to the wall, I would have. Because you know, my little brother Anthony Reddick, he wore that same number, right? He started out as a freshman, freshman All-American, balling. You remember that? But he had 2 ACL, so he was quite never the same. 6 outside of Sean Taylor and my little brother. It means a lot to me when I see it on the field. I'm looking for it. Always like Durbin Hall, but that disappointed me big. I don't know what the hell he was doing.
Listen, bro, I'm gonna give you one. I'll give you one. I'll give you one more. But Najee called me last night. I'm talking to Najee, right? And Najee, they've been talking about being in that group, right? Being in that WhatsApp group that they have where all the great Hurricanes are in it. Najee brought up something that I didn't think about. He was like, man, we sitting in there and we watching that. He's like, we're sitting in there and we're watching that, and we like, man, that's Sean Taylor number. That's what caused they mind. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's our great brother number, and they making fun of him on ESPN. That's the stuff that bothers them, dog. It's like the trashing of what they built. And they just feel that nobody cares. That's what they feel like. They feel like nobody cares.
It's just That's what it looked like. And somebody was
But
like,
could you explain? You're a DB coach, though. Hold up now. Could you explain the thought process? Because this is what I thought. I thought that they showed it from the back. The first video view was from the back, so I thought it was depth perception. I thought we was looking at the blocker get there first, but it looked like the running back. There's a couple of things happened on this play. Correct me if I'm wrong, T. A couple of weird things. His wall was set up where Hall went. The running back cut in front of the wide receiver. He cut in front of his wall, right? He didn't use his blockers.
right. Let it play.
I think, right, he didn't use his blockers. So that's a weird thing. A couple of weird things happened on this play. He did not use the wall. He ran in front of them. Hall had, what you tell me what happened. I'm shut up. I just know the runner did something weird too. So what do you think happened?
Play it. Can you
I'm
play
running
it?
for you. Yeah. I'm gonna run it back for you.
Bro, the only thing I could possibly think of was that Gervin Hall maybe lost his footing. No. Hold on. Let me look at this again, bro.
Wait, I thought I had another angle, dog.
Go back. The only thing I can think of is from the angle that his teammate was coming, that Gervin Hall's teammate was coming, that maybe he's thinking that the running back is going to go outside of the blocker. And so he's going to try to run through the blocker to get to him because that's where he thought he was going, but he just cut it up. And, of course, Amari Carter ain't there to make no plays because that's what he does. He don't make no plays. In 5 years, he don't make no plays.
So listen, as a DB coach, DB, tell people what the name of your DB company is.
Pick Six Academy, baby, Tampa, Florida.
Pick Six Academy. Go follow the man on Instagram. As a DB coach, Hall on that play anticipated what that wide receiver was supposed to do, right?
Right.
But now, some people saying why he just didn't go to the wide receiver.
Well, it's kind of difficult to go to wide receiver with the guy right there because he's going to probably block you. So I guess in his mind, he got the wide receiver got to go outside, but it's senseless because he should have just went at the wide receiver because you got your teammate to the right. I don't know what he's doing. Like it's 3 guys there versus 2. Look at this.
Okay, so listen, I played point guard in high school, dog. I played point guard in high school.
Listen. This is what happened.
I see what you're about to say.
This is what happened. We suck. That's what happened. End of this game. There's 3 versus 2. There's no logical explanation.
It is 3 versus 2.
There's 3 versus 2. They are situated perfectly where they need to be. Gill is inside. Hall is up top. Whoever that is on the outside. All you gotta do is stay where you are, bro. We gotta come to you. What is he doing? Look at
listen.
Oh my
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this. This is weird. This is how our mind play tricks on us. Everybody focused on Hall on that play, right? It is 3 versus 2. Look at but Gil. Nobody said anything about the other 2 people.
I think Gil closed his eyes. Look at him. He should have made the tackle. That should have been a knockout here. Look at that. It should have been a knockout here. It's not even Hall's fault. Hall took on the blocker, right? That's what he's supposed to do. They're on the blocker, man. It ain't even his fault. He made a weird play. It's an ugly play. It's a dumb play. But look at Gil. Bro, that's your tackle. What you doing?
Listen,
what you doing?
I'm telling you what happened. I mean, these are split seconds they making these decisions. These are split seconds.
Why he on the field?
And who, Hall?
No.
Carter?
5. Why he on the field?
5? It seems like we fall off of everybody like that. That's strength. All our tackles happen like that. Just
bro, strength and conditioning. Like I said, I don't think that guy's a good strength and conditioning. Bring back Andrew Swayze, baby. Yeah, remember when Andrew Swayze was here? People would, he ain't even hurt. He ain't even this. Look at us since the time being. I bet y'all close your mouth now. I bet you close your mouth now. Because Tommy Moffitt ain't coming back in this building. Tommy Moffitt ain't coming back to Miami. I'm sorry, he ain't. What's your boy name? Scott Cochran? He ain't coming. So you better go try to go get Swayze back. Or go talk to Butch or find somebody that Butch know that he can get. They can say what they want to say about Swayze. Certified, non-certified, I don't care. We have never looked this bad on the Swayze. Ever. Look at this. It's a tackle.
Marvin said he'll still be in there all game.
Oh, listen, all game. Hey, listen, the ref got to throw him out the game. We done seen this for 4 years now. The only way Carter getting out the game is a ref throw him out the game. We know this. Please believe it. Man. Look at that right there. That's crazy.
I didn't realize that play was that bad. I didn't it's
so
three
listen,
Canes. It's 3 Canes over there.
So tell me something. Why is 3 still on offense?
Because he had a good year last year. He's the captain. He was the captain all summer. He's a 4-3 kid, right? But he doesn't play 4-3.
He is the slowest 4-3 kid I have ever seen on a football field. Do you hear me? The ever in history. Where he run 4-3 at? He must run 4-3 in the 40, 4-9 in the 42 yards and 42 yards or something. Because I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't know what it is. He just don't make plays. He just don't make plays.
Right.
He just don't make plays. He dropped too many balls. And how do guys keep playing that drop balls like this? I don't understand it.
So listen, man, before we get you out of here, cause I'm gonna bring the press conference in here with Manny them.
Oh my God.
What do you feel should happen to Manny, bro?
He should be fired immediately. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He should be fired immediately. Like, he has a worse record than Al Golden. You gotta know. We fired Al Golden. He went 16-11. He lost 11 games and 35-3. Well, I don't know. Was it? Did we fire him at 16-11, Al Golden? Or did we fire him after that? I'm trying to think.
It's a picture going around with that.
I don't know if that picture represents his whole tenure or just at that point where they was at. I'm not sure. But if he has a worse record than Al Golden, and we've already gotten our Clemson game from him, you know, when Clemson blitzed us under Golden, it's time for him to go. Like, what are we waiting on?
Right.
I don't know what else he can do. He got to go.
Right.
So you think Mario will come here?
No.
I think Mario will come in if Zoda. I think Mario will come if Zoda AD. What you think about that?
I think so.
I mean, Mario would never work on the Blake James. That's a fact. If people don't know that, I hope y'all know that right now. He'll never work on the Blake James. So if y'all want Mario to come, we got to fire the AD. It ain't happening. Please believe it. Please believe that. It is not happening. Right.
So listen, bro.
Supreme Goon 27. Al Goon did beat UF. You better believe it. Please believe it.
We're going to have you on here more often, man. Let me get Manny in here, man. I'm going to let them listen to the press conference, all right?
All right, bro. It's always good talking to you.
Appreciate you, big dog, man. Appreciate you.
Anytime, bro. Salute.
Yo. Yeah. All right, man. We finna bring the press conference in here. I guess we did stay on here to 1 o'clock. We're going to get in here and bring the press conference in here, man. Y'all do y'all thing. Listen, got any questions? You know I hate picking out questions. Y'all got anything y'all want me to ask? Put in the comment. I contemplate it. If you send it with $10, I ask it for sure, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. That's it. Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear him. Thumbs up if y'all can hear him. Give me a thumbs up when y'all can't hear him.
With them, they stayed after us and found a way to make the plays at the end.
Next up, we'll go to David Lake. David, go ahead.
As you said, practice will be different this week. I'm curious if you could elaborate just in what ways will practice be different? I guess, does that mean tackling is going to be happening in practice or not that much different, I guess?
It's hard to bring people to the ground during the season, especially when you've got depth issues. But you can increase the popping. We don't practice unphysically. And when you have an older and experienced team, and again, guys who have been in a lot of contests and had a ton of reps.
Wait, I'm finna get him right back in.
Blocking and tackling. There's a certain way that you can treat that team. But there are some drills that we can do, and there are some things we can do to get it hot out there, and that'll happen tomorrow. And because our physicality can't be in question, it just can't. And one of our issues in terms of tackling, for example, was stopping feet on contact against a runner that was not stopping his feet on contact. And it really doesn't matter who you play. And obviously, their back is a hell of a player, but he had his cleats screwed in the ground and was turning his legs, and too often we were running to contact and not through contact. And there was a lot of the similarities in terms of blocking. Running to contact instead of running through contact. We have to be a team that runs through contact. Doesn't matter who, I don't care who does it. It doesn't matter. I would say I can change the coverage based on DBs that are in there, but we got to find 4 guys that will set edges and get guys on the ground. And similar to us, offensively up front, offensively, we've got to find guys that seek out contact.
It seems like, you're kind of hinting at a cultural issue because it's both sides of the ball lacking physicality, right? I'm curious, do you feel like you maybe missed warning signs in this regard, in camp or in practices leading up to this game here? And have you kicked around maybe the idea of getting back to a CEO coach approach, handing off defensive play calling duties? Do you feel like that took you away from maybe potentially seeing these warning signs?
Well, let's address that 2 different ways. One, we went through training camp as hard and physical as all of our training camps. And it's hard when you say, well, it's a culture issue. If it was a culture issue, then our defense line would have whipped their offensive line from start to finish. And again, if you look at the way that game, the way Michigan State moved the football against us, everything was out on the edges. So it'd be hard to say, you got a football team that's not physical when you get a bunch of guys that are playing with extraordinary physicality, which I thought we did up front. That's the nature of having a big football team. It can be the actions of a few that can make it look this way for so many. I have a lot of guys that'd be highly offended if they were told that they didn't play with physicality on Saturday. The issue is that I know defensively is the physicality of your defense is defined by your least physical defender, not your most physical defender. And that's what we got to find, and that's what we got to get going. So I don't think, to your point, I think if you would have watched this every day, I don't think there would have been the warning signs. We put them through a physical camp. But it's in season, and what the video says is we got to hit more, and we're going to hit more.
Next up, we'll go to Chris Stock. Chris, go ahead.
You touched on it there as maybe a change, but are there other changes you plan on making moving forward to get better results? What needs to change? You mentioned is playing time, is new players, is scheme. What kind of changes so you don't keep getting these same results?
Well, look at what we're talking about. So we've addressed the physicality part. We have to be intentional in terms of turnovers, both protecting the football and taking it away. We turned the ball over 7 times through 3 games after only turning over 9 times a year ago. So whatever we've done in terms of ball security or ball disruption drills, we will do at an extreme different level this week. And again, you say, well, you could have done that from the beginning. These are the same drills, the same techniques, the same everything that allowed us to only turn the ball over 9 times all last season. Same drills, same techniques, whatever, that when we were #1 in the nation in turnovers a few years ago. So it's, but certain teams have certain needs. And the job of the coaching staff is to react to what the team is putting out on tape. So if we do these things, we have a tackling system that we believe in. It's been fundamental to us playing really good defense here. If we're not getting that done with these guys, okay, then we turn the notch up to a different level, and that's just responding to what you see. So our issues in terms of whether it's the physicality aspect, whether it is the protecting the football and taking away aspect, or whether it's catching the football, and then again, the way we drill it, be even more intentional in how we drill it, and then red zone efficiency. And these are things that, and then I believe you mentioned this, Chris. These are things that if we're going all in on, and there's no emotion involved in this, this is just simply, is what it is, a pass fail, then it has to come down to playing time, right? Because if we've invested all these reps, if you've been in our program for 4 or 5 years, okay, and have been through, whether it's a tackling system or how to catch a football or how to do this, how to do whatever, and we're still struggling at this standpoint, then you got to go on to another guy.
And just to follow up, do you believe there's a sense of urgency with your team, your coaches, yourself, to get this corrected?
That's what I felt last night. And if there are ones who are not urgent, it will be hard. They will be. I imagine they will be exposed this week. But I suspect that we have a lot of guys. We have a lot of guys with a lot of pride. A lot of guys that are hurt in terms of the way we performed for the first 3 weeks. So, like I said, I'm not worried about anybody's feelings right now. I'm worried about getting it the way it's supposed to look.
Next, we'll go to Susan Miller-Degnan from the Herald. Susan, go ahead. Okay, we'll go back to Susan. We'll go to Gary Furman. Gary, go ahead.
We're gonna get back on.
Hey, Manny. Obviously, it's the oldest coaching cliche in the book that you treat every opponent the same. But at least amongst us, if we're honest, this week is not the same level of opponent that you guys have faced in an Alabama and a Michigan State. And obviously, you're trying to correct a lot of things here to get ready for a conference schedule. How do you balance that? How do you get, you're not going to get a true read probably on Saturday if you're really making progress in the areas that you need to make progress in. And then the other question I would say is, does this game become an opportunity to get some of the young kids into the game and see if they're going to be able to help you in conference play, specifically guys like Leonard Taylor, James Williams, Cam Kinchin, the young quarterbacks, Van Dyke and Garcia? Is this weekend a chance before you get into the fray of the conference to see if any of these guys that were part of what was perceived to be an absolutely excellent recruiting class will be able to help you this season?
I think this will be a great weekend for that. And it's not perceived to be. It is an excellent recruiting class. And these guys are only 3 games into their college careers. So in terms of what this weekend shows, though, I think what we found, regardless of opponent, it doesn't matter who you're playing. If you're wide open on 3rd down and drop the ball, it's 4th down. And that's happened in all 3 games. It's been opponent has been irrelevant. Tackling. I mean, yes, tackling. There are some tackles that are harder than others based off of matchup and where you are in the field and space. But the how-to tackling, as I said, it's not a. There's no a. Like it is. There's a way to tackle and there's a way to do it that's wrong. You know what I mean? So whether you're running your feet through contact or not running your feet through contact, whether you have your eyes up, wrapping up, all those type of things. The opponent you're playing against, I mean, they have some factor, but our fundamentals are our fundamentals. And the physicality and the edge that you play with, I mean, yes, I mean, obviously when you talk about, comparing this team to the #1 team in the country, you're dealing with 2 different things. But what we control is us, and we've played 3 good opponents, and there's enough on film that when we play well, we look pretty good. But there's certainly enough on film that when we don't, we can be beat by anybody. So it's our focus right now we're not talking about opponents. We're not talking about goals. We're not talking about anything down the line. We're talking about us and getting our team to look the way that we think it should look.
And then in terms of the younger players, you possibly get a chance to play this weekend and just try to show that they can or can't contribute when the conference schedule starts a few days later.
Yeah, no, which I mentioned. Yeah, I think that's absolutely on the docket for this weekend. That's on the docket for tomorrow. You know what I mean? Those guys are going to get an opportunity tomorrow, out there practice, and we'll see. Those guys, all those guys have been grooming along. I think those guys will be worth watching on Saturday for sure.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Tim Reynolds from the AP. Tim, go ahead.
Thanks, Carter. Manny, I have two things, and they're kind of unrelated. The first, I heard you this morning on the radio, and I know you won't know about De'Aaron, or won't know more about De'Aaron until tomorrow, but what is your level of concern at this point, just based off what you do know up to now?
Well, the first thing I know is I never bet against that guy. Because he was already like Willis Reed on Saturday and came back out there and I didn't miss a snap, which I didn't think he would do. But obviously I'm concerned for Derek. Derek has been, he's been through 3 physical games, so we'll see what that means. We've been repping the other 2 and continue to get those guys ready. And if those guys have to step in for Derek this weekend, we're confident in what they're doing and kind of excited to see them out on that stage and see how they respond to that.
Yeah, the other thing I have kind of takes away from all the gloom and doom stuff, so I apologize. But I want to do something on, you have a 24-year-old quarterback and a 28-year-old punter, obviously, which is unusual. Every team has super seniors. Every team has older guys in locker rooms than usual this year because of the circumstance. How I know at 1 and 2 it might be difficult to ask this, but how much are you seeing your 22, 24, 28-year-old guys, how valuable can that be to 18-year-olds to kind of show them the way of how to do things at this level?
Yeah, I think there's a maturity that comes with age. You see it. Sometimes our guys that transfer in that they've already kind of been through, the beginnings of a college experience.
How y'all feel about what he's saying, man?
And that can help show the younger guys the way. But older guys, the other thing with older guys is that they have to make sure to keep their, sometimes a little bit of youthful naivete and ambition isn't such a bad thing as well. We are finding out in real time all around college football what 2021 is like with much older rosters and
no accountability
rosters, and you got a lot of older guys that have started that are sitting the bench now or not playing as much, and roles change, and that's unique to team dynamics, a unique thing to this calendar year. So again, I think what's important is whether the guys have just got off the bus, young guys, or the older guys have been around the track, going on 5, 6, 7 times. That you can't lose your sense of urgency on how you do things. In this game, you can never be comfortable in this game.
Thanks, man.
Next, we'll go to Andrea Abelson. Andrea, go ahead.
Manny, I want to go back to something that you mentioned in your opening statement when you said you guys haven't played up to your potential yet. I guess the simple question is, why do you think that is?
That's a hard to say, well, here's the one reason why that is, but when we have looked at the real things that we think that we can go all in on this week, I think that's why I mentioned those four deals. I think there's 4 things that we can amp up on the practice field to make us perform better, and I think that's our physicality that comes into our blocking and our tackling. That is our ability to catch a football, its ability to protect it or take it away, and that's our ability to be efficient in the red zone on both sides. Those are 4 real measurable things that we can just put a major point of emphasis on this week and adjust our playing time to people who can win in those 4 different situations.
Next, we'll go back to Susan Miller-Degnan from the Herald. Susan, go ahead.
There goes Susan for you.
Yeah, Mandy, regarding the offensive line, I know Garen told us that Ja'Kai Clark, that you guys wanted to, redshirt him. But there's other guys too. It just seems like they're struggling so much. Who are some of the players? I mean, could Ja'Kai, I know you could play 4 games and still redshirt, but could he get in there? Some of the younger ones, are they any of them ready? Lawrence Seymour, what's up with Isaiah Walker, Ryan Rodriguez? I mean, what's the formula now that, I know you've looked at it on tape. What do you see that maybe you could switch around or get better at?
Yeah, certainly a guy like Jakai can factor in. He did some this past Saturday. Situations change, due to injuries. That's all a part of it. The young ones it would be a lot to ask. You saw that 2 years ago, back in 2019, put true freshmen, especially with a lot of them, we're not mid-year enrollees, but true freshmen on the football field, their freshman year at offensive line. But part of it is the ones that we got, in finding 5 guys that will play with physicality and 5 guys that will fight. And let me say this too, and part of that also is making sure that we're helping those guys out in terms of what they can do. It's difficult in this day and age in college football to drop back and throw the ball, a ton, which sometimes sport dictates, and still protect your quarterback. It's just, because you got 5 guys, all it takes is 1 guy to lose a win-win pass rush, and then, then the quarterback's off the spot, and, other guys start to break down in their pass protection. So, I think that's part of it where we can help them, obviously continue to find a way to be efficient in the run game, which we actually had more efficient runs, not for big yards, but then when it comes off of. So, to me, that's a global thing. Running the ball is not just about the 5 offensive line protecting the quarterback. It's not just about the 5 offensive line. That's in terms of the way we have it schemed up, the way that the people around them, the way that we're running the routes, the way the quarterback's getting the ball out, making decisions on RPOs. All those things can factor into the efficiency and how well the offensive line performs.
And Manny, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounded like this morning at least that Jalen Rivers is likely out for this game. Is that what you foresee? I
think doubtful is what I would say right now. And we left them on there, just until we get final, clarification. But until we know right now, he's, obviously Jalen's a big part of our offensive line. So
last thing is De'Eric doubtful also? What would you call his status?
Is De'Eric what?
Doubtful also?
I'm telling you this.
I'll probably know more tomorrow. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you this.
He's
the way we play,
questionable.
We sit down too many people.
Thank you.
Next, we go to Barry Jackson.
The way we've been playing, if we sit down too many
Andy,
people.
I'm sure this is a very difficult question for coaches, but if you have
Might be
veteran
surprised what we
players
see
who
Saturday.
you have trusted over the years,
Might be the nail in the
who
coat.
have had multiple communication breakdowns, maybe in pass coverage or pre-snap penalties or drop passes, what's your belief philosophically about whether you bench those players to make a statement if you feel the players behind them do not give you as good a chance to win as the players who are making the mistakes?
Players behind them don't give you as good a chance to win.
Right. Like I could give you one example. Will Mallory has had several drops, but clearly he's a veteran guy who you think gives you a good chance to win. There are younger players behind him. So do you bench the starter who has made a few mistakes that have cost you, even if you feel like you're best equipped to win with that player continuing to play?
Right. I understand your question. I think there may be another answer. I think part of it might be roles changing. I think it's easy to say, hey, we're going to throw this guy in the trash and never play with him again. But certainly, if there are guys who are not performing to the standard that you expected early on, and again, what's different is, if you go through a preseason camp and you have a new starter, and it's guy A and guy B, right? And you choose to go with guy A, and guy A goes into the season, and he's not performing. He's not doing the things maybe he did in practice, right? You've heard coaches say, well, guy A outperformed guy B in practice. What's been unique about this year is that there have been guys who have done it in games, and just for whatever reason, it's not happening. So they can do it. This is not just based off of like, well, they won, when you weren't watching. They won when you were watching as well. So you got to talk to that. You don't want the players that are tight, like they can't make a mistake. A person's going to make a mistake, but certainly the critical runs, you need your best guys. And to me, what it comes down to, Barry, is we got to make our layups. See, I think that's the part that's been the most frustrating for us with everybody on our program is, we're not making our layups. I mean, I know, a year ago, we had an issue with some contested catches down the field. okay, I mean, those are lower percentage plays, but even some of the tackles we missed, we missed some layups. You know, I'm sure Coach Jones got a lot of shooting drills and whatnot, but I mean, guys, you're recruiting University of Miami, and you're one-on-one, you're one-on-one on a hoop, and you got to lay the ball in. So, again, I think we have to, we have to press those guys. We have to make them feel that competition in practice. That's what I talked about you can't be a good football player feeling comfortable, and I'm not suggesting that's their issue. So you got to continue to push the competition and bring the other guys along. But that's why the way you word it, I don't know if you ever put a guy in that doesn't get a chance to win. Those other guys, they have to be functional enough as well to give you a chance to win based off of what you see on the practice field.
Thank you.
Got time for a couple more. We'll go to Kobe Price in the Sun Sentinel. Kobe, go ahead.
Thanks, Carter. Manny, kind of wants to ask you, based off how last season ended, and I guess through the 3 games from the start of this year, how would you evaluate yourself as a defensive coordinator in terms of, I guess, fixing the issues you saw in about last year, which obviously lets you promoting, or not promoting, but putting yourself in the position you are in the role that you're in?
Well, I mean, right now we're 1-2, and to me, the whole point of being a defensive coordinator is to help us win football games. So that's one thumbs up and 2 thumbs down. That's the only stat we want to lead the nation is we want to lead it to wins, and then we got to win the ones that we've got left on the schedule. So I still see things that are improving from where we were a year ago. I still see things that are keeping us from being the defense that we believe that we can be. I think our players see that. I believe that they sense that, and that's the never-ending battle. You know what I mean? To try to get it as good as you can get it throughout the course of the year.
And let's go to Manny Lamar from The Athletic. Manny, go ahead.
Hey, Manny. Obviously, you guys have had players let you down this year that have come through for you in the past, and it seems to me like maybe some of this could be mental type issues. I mean, yeah, I know you've had guys come in and speak to players. I think there's a sports psychologist, right, on staff. How do you sort of handle it from the mental standpoint? Because it just seems like a lot of this could be that.
We talked through that, yeah. Is there a pressing, sometimes, with guys with individual expectations, those type of things. And that's the issue of a team, right? Because a team could be, if you got 100 guys, let's say that there's 40 to 50 that are playing a lot, that's 40 or 50 different mental psyches and mental mindsets. So it's hard. What could be affecting one guy's performance is not affecting other guys. So I think that's our job as coaches, position coaches, coordinators, and then the support staff we have. We want to have a building where there's a lot of doors open that if a player needs to come talk, in addition to our psychologist, about what's going on, whatever it is to allow them to be at their peak performance. Because, like you say, I mean, listen, when they make a mistake, there's no one that's more disappointed than they are, right? And then they hear about it. As coaches, we can insulate ourselves from social media, those type of things. It's the world that they live in. And our guys get it hard, and it's hard because once negative thoughts get in your mind, that's easy to play in a loop. And that's where you don't want, one drop ball to become a second drop ball or one missed tackle, because now you will certainly drop every ball you think you're going to drop before you get there. If everyone's ever, stood in front of a putt, a 5-foot putt, if you think you're going to miss it, you're absolutely right. And tackling the same thing too. I've seen that with tackling before, where some guys, they get so in their head that they're worried about missing a tackle that they're going to miss it, So getting our guys to play with confidence, but that's where you got to measure it. And that's what I think is part of the design of this week is to be. This week is, in a weird way, it sounds like we're trying to ratchet the heat up to beat them down. It's really the opposite. We're trying to ratchet the heat up to know that they can survive and they can thrive in that type of chaos. And then again, there's elements from all 3 games against 3 really good teams, including the best team in the country, where our guys are doing that, where our guys are tackling and making hard catches over the middle. Harley made a great catch over the middle on Bam. So it's not like they can't do it, but greatness is being consistently good. And I think that's the issue with our football team. We've played 3 teams, okay, that are all good college football teams, right? And we've lost 2 of them because of our consistency of overperformance, right? And that's what I have to accept is my responsibility to get a team to play consistently for all 4 quarters. You know, we had been 2 games that, in my mind, that we were about to take, you know, a very firm control of in the first half, and then by not doing that, we gave ourselves a chance to get into some fourth quarter dogfights. One we were able to pull out, and one we weren't. And the reason why we weren't is because we turned the ball over in a 3-play game with the ball, and we turned the ball over and gave them a short field in the red zone, and then let them score a 3rd down and long. So, you know, what turned into a very close game turned into a, you know, different, and we could play the what if game at App State. They dropped this pass, got this, whatever. But bottom line, that's what happens when you get into, you know, it's like basketball. You get into tight games down the stretch, the ball may go where the ball is going. So, our performance, that's why we don't talk about opponents. We're not worried about these guys anymore. We're worried about our performance and the things that we can control. And, you know, and that's what our guys will be focused on this week.
Great. Thank you, Coach. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you later this week.
Thank you all. Thanks, Carter.
Recording stopped.
Y'all are too funny, man. Y'all, listen, man, I'm not big on the question thing, man. Y'all are too funny, man. Lastly, we got Lashley coming up. Might ask him a question. 1:30, we got Lashley, Jess Simpson at 2 p.m. Might ask him a question. But yeah, I'm not big on the question thing. But what y'all get out of that, bro? What do y'all get out of that? He's saying the young players will play. I'm sure that's what he knows people want to hear him say. I'm telling you, dog, this is what I said. We start sitting players for this game, right? Y'all might call me crazy, because y'all love calling me crazy. We start sitting players for this game. King don't play. The level that we've been playing at, if we start sitting players for this game, listen, bro. All I'm saying is, we ain't Georgia. Like, don't be sitting out here pulling up like we Georgia. We don't know where we are. We got blowed out by Alabama and blowed out by Michigan State. Dogfight with App State. If we start sitting too many players in this game, you're a couple mistakes from a dogfight with a horrible team. Turn his mic off. So yeah, we started talking about King ain't playing, he ain't playing, let the young players play. I don't know who the team is. I don't know. I don't know if it's like playing Bethune. I haven't looked into him. You know what I'm saying? But we're not playing on a high level at all. We're not. At all. University of Coral Gables. Y'all boys hilarious, man. Citrus, Connecticut sent me an offer, and I was on the bench. Ain't no way we better end up in a tussle with them. Bro, listen, I don't know how good we are. I don't know how low we can go, but we're not playing good at all. But we know we are FCS level. I think we. I don't know what level we playing at. We got blown out by Bama. They just walked on us like we was FAMU. Michigan State came in here, man, and it was embarrassing what their fans was doing in our stadium, bro. So I don't know where it stops at. I don't know how well we're playing. I don't know how low we are. Man, some of y'all comments are crazy, man. Hold up, man. I think I may be missing. I think Lashley might be on already. I'm in here BSing with y'all. I forgot it's a different Zoom.
Recording in progress. I know you like to keep the snap count similar, but could he maybe play more, in your opinion? And just what are you liking that he's flashed a little bit here in these first 3 games?
You know what? Chance is another one of those young guys, and he has flashed. He's made plays. But as a young player, you can imagine he's still grasping the whole thing. He's still, like everybody, he's made some mistakes. But what you can say is when he's had an opportunity, he has taken advantage of it. He expected the ball. He expected the quarterback. But how he prepares, what he does in practice relative to what the other guys are doing, really determines. You see the flash plays, but from the other perspective, you got to see all the plays.
Coach, we've got Kobe Price from the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Kobe, go ahead.
Thanks, Cam. Hey, Jess, you mentioned Leonard Taylor not too long ago, I think in one of your previous answers. Just curious, what does he need to show you, whether it's in practice this week or practice in the next few weeks, to not just get on the field, but also get on the field and get that more playing time? I know that a lot of the front line was probably the best defensive players, but what does he need to show you to get there consistently?
Well, first of all, and you said it, LT's competing in a position this year that's a very old position for our group and a very talented position, in fact. The 4 guys we've been rolling out there played really, really well. I think they played at a high level for the most part, certainly not perfect, and they can be better too. So, he's had 2 things. He's fighting as a freshman to figure out what we're doing and how we're doing it, learning the scheme, learning the adjustments on the fly, learning the fundamentals of how we do this. And then he's in a position group that's just super deep. And he's definitely, he's flashing in practice. He can win on one-on-ones. And, some of my challenge him is taking his one-on-one wins that he has and things like that to 11-on-11 and be able to transfer it. And, he's really put in some extra work here the last few weeks. And I'll just say he's getting closer for sure.
Coach, we'll go next to Greg Lamega. Greg, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, what would your overall grade be for the defensive line thus far?
You know what, man? I put it in different buckets. I think in the run game, I think at times we played good to very good. I think there's things, when you watch the tape, there's always things that, we're out of the gap or we don't set a high enough edge. But I think from where we were a year ago to now in the run game, I think that you definitely see improvement. I think as rushers, I think there's been some flashes and some things I like. I probably wouldn't grade us as high, but I also think some of that is, when you watch it on TV, you're like, man,
just ask him about LT.
In our first 3 games,
he just made a comment about LT.
Many true pass rush.
He's getting closer.
Like to see, we're defending so many, say, RPOs on 2nd and long, where the quarterback, when you watch it on TV, yeah, he just dropped back and threw the ball, but the offensive line, the running backs are running a run play. And what looks like a pass down to the average fan is not a pass down for your front 7, and that's the conflict you put in. And then, in our 3rd downs, I think if you look at it, I think in our 3rd and 8+, man, we have been really, really strong. I think in the 3rd mediums is where we really got to improve as a whole defense and certainly as a front and getting pressure.
Coach, we've got a couple more for you. We're going to go to Gary Furman from Kingsport. Gary, go ahead.
Hey, Jess, this isn't really a defensive line question, but just an overall, defensive coaching staff mindset question. With the way they keep the stats, they're showing that Miami is the worst tackling team in the country right now. And obviously, missed tackles have been an enormous problem for you guys. I'm assuming that's come at an enormous shock to you and your staff cohorts. And I'm just curious, how that is impacting you guys. I mean, just for the, just breakdowns and fundamentals and things like that, and how you're going to deal with it going forward.
You know what, I think when you got an issue, the first thing you do is you shine a light on it. And certainly we're doing that as a staff. I think the next thing is you point to, man, we've got guys who have done it the right way before. And I think it's taking them back and showing them pictures of that and how we do it, and what's right and what's wrong. And then, then just putting boots on the grass and let's go to work and we're going to go do it. We're going to do it more. We're going to do it better. But we're capable. We got guys that have done it before, and we got guys that are going to do it again. It's something that we're going to clean up. And I think our guys will respond to that.
Coach, last stand up for you is Manny Navarro from The Athletic. Manny, go ahead.
Hey, Jess, kind of along the lines of what Gary just asked you, but more about confidence. When guys make mistakes, they can lose some of that. And I'm just curious, you've been around this game a long time. How do you try to inject confidence on guys who might have lost it when they struggle?
It's funny. We had this talk last night. I really believe this whole Bill Parcells quote, you got to accomplish confidence. You can't dream it up. You can't fabricate it. You can't talk it into existence. You got to do it. I think you start with, man, show a guy a picture of him. You have done this and you have done this correct before. I think it's putting him in those situations. I think it's how you speak to them. And I explain to the D-line, because a lot of times, those big guys, they got their hand in the dirt. They don't understand what's going on around them. I say, guys, like making a tackle in open space can be as hard as, it's as hard as, catching a ball or shooting a free throw or, all those kind of things. Like it is a skill thing. You're out there on an island. So you're correct. It is a confidence skill. I think how you practice it, how you talk about it, how you emphasize it, all that stuff matters. The leverage, and so much of it goes to leverage on defense. And some of our misses, I thought Saturday were just based on, it wasn't the guy trying to make the tackle, it was his brother not leveraging the ball back to him and things like that. And football hadn't changed, and those things will never change. How you use your teammates, how you use the sideline, what you do with your feet on contact, near shoulder, near foot, all those things, how you accelerate, what you do with your arms. And so, obviously, like I said a minute ago, we're going to shine a light on it. And I'm confident we're going to get better at it here very, very soon.
Coach, thank you very much for spending a few minutes with us today, and good luck this week in practice.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you. All right, I'll have a short break here before being joined by offensive coordinator Rhett Lashley. So hang tight.
So we got Rhett Lashley coming up.
Recording stopped.
Let me ask Rhett a question. Jess says Leonard Taylor is fighting two things. The people in front of him are a lot older, been here a while. Basically depth, and he also got into learning plays and yada 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 yada. He says he's getting closer. We'll see. Getting closer doesn't sound too promising. Harrison Hunt should definitely start. The D line makes flashes every now and then. They do. They make flashes. Especially at the beginning of the games. The D line makes plays. They really do. So we wait for Lashley to come in here, man. Y'all, T, I had T on here, man. How y'all like T Harsh Take, man? Y'all give me thumbs up. Thumbs up if y'all like T. Thumbs down if y'all like T, man. T my boy, so it ain't like I'm gonna stop going to him. I love him. Very smart guy. He gets it. What y'all think about T, man? Let me know. I'm trying to get something regular with T on here, man. Can't beat TX. 1 second. Being a Euro fan is the most stressful in my job. Come on, son. We so lucky LT did not like Florida line coach. I haven't got the sentiment. I haven't talked to him. Nobody. I haven't heard about him being pissed or anything like that. It's a lot of assumptions going on. Yeah, but I haven't heard anything like that. Dog, one thing Nesta has been hustling, though. He's been hustling and playing really hard. He's been hustling really hard, dog. So listen, while we wait, dog, listen, while we wait, we got 2 spots left. 2 spots left. In the ILD squad course. It's like I said, it's 2 separate things. We have the ILD platform where you get plays. That's the one I've always been talking about. But we got a course that was coming up, start early October, late September, where it's going to be live one-on-one once a week. And if you want to up your game and learn how to actually pick stocks, learn the market, learn certain things, how to read a chart. We got a course. If you guys just send us a text, Let me see. Put it up right here. I'll throw it up. Send us a text, 786-405-9499. Send us a send us a text and we will actually get you right. You know what I'm saying? We'll get you right, put you in the class. That's if you really want to learn. We got a couple people to sign up, 2 more spots left. And if you want to get on the platform and get on the platform, which is the thing that I always talked about, the ILD squad platform, go be a part of the family. We put the plays out. All you gotta do is copy. You can start investing in today or 2. If you already got Webull or something, you can start today. All you have to do is copy the plays. 2 different things. The course is more expensive because once you leave the course, you will understand how investing works. You'll be able to get up in the morning, find stocks, pick stocks, and put your money in them. Create your own team. There's a lot that go into it. The mental part of investing. The mental part is the mental part is the part that people don't talk about. The greed and all of that stuff. The greed and when to stop, when not to chase, being disciplined. That's the part that doesn't get talked about enough. Let me see, 1 second. Yeah, so we have bam. Right, so Investors.live course. This is the first one I'm doing. And I was trying to stay away from teaching. I just got asked it too many times. Too many people that wanted to take it to the next level and actually really want to learn how to invest. So we got 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, 786-405-9499. Send us a text, man, and we will get you signed up and get you going. That's the having to do right. These schools that have more time else can play their 5 stars. Why can't we? They don't play them all. Listen, when we played Alabama, Leary, and Brooks, they didn't play. I don't know if they even dressed, but they didn't play. them boys are waiting their turn. But I mean, they have JoJo Earl was on the field. And my question is, how good is JoJo Earl? My God. Because I think the world of Ja'Cory Brooks. How good is JoJo Earl? That's my question. Christ. Man, for him to get on the field and them other two not get on the field, or it could be an understanding of the playbook thing. It could be that. It could be that. But boy, that's what I want to know. This man must be a beast. One second. One second. But yeah, I think George. Did Jacoby George dress? And I didn't see y'all answer. How did Huff play? How did Huff play? He was out there. He was out there a lot, dog. He was. Oh, bullshit, though. Treated Miami's medical school. How the hell the team always look tired? That's like I said, I talked to Najee Davenport, and that's what he said he saw. He said he saw, he doesn't really watch the games like that. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really watch the games like that. That's what he said he saw. He said he saw a tired team out there. He said his son asked him to watch the game. His son, one of the best 9-year-olds in the nation. And you know what he said? His son said after the game, "Dad, I thought you told me Miami was good." Man, that hurt me to hear him say that, man. Little Brian Davenport. Say, man, he said, "Dad, I thought you told me Miami was good." As much as we, that's what he said he saw, bro. He said, "Go rewatch the game, man." He said around the third quarter. Yeah. "30 missed tackles." Yeah, I mean, everybody's talking about Hall on that play. Carter hit the man. He hit him. There was another DB on the other side of the other blocker. It's a lot, bro. I don't know why this made me laugh. Yeah, we're good and terrible right now. I don't know why that made me laugh. So listen, man, we're waiting for Lashley to come up off in here. Not sure where he is. Waiting for Lashley to come on off in here. As I wait, give y'all a gem. As I wait, I give y'all a gem. Let me see. Right now, I'm looking at the right now, crypto, right now. Let's take a look at right now. You know, write this down now. I'm getting handing this one away. Crypto buy 88 Cardano at 216. Let's see. ADA Cardano at 216 is a good buy. It had made it all the way up to $3. You might not ever see it at 216 again. Giving you that one. You might not ever see it at 216 again. It's a long play. We sitting in it. I brought more this morning. We sitting in it. ADA Cardano 216 is a good buy. Stock is going to be worth a lot more than that in the future. I mean, tremendously more than that in the future. All crypto is down. Yeah, anytime Bitcoin is down, everything's down. But it's down, so you could buy it, Kyle. So 88 Cardano. Like I said, we got into it this morning on the IOD squad on the platform. We got into it. That's the receipt. 200 shares right there. 200 shares. We got 200 shares at $2 a share. We got into it this morning. You see early this morning. The platform, we talked to the platform about it. 9 o'clock this morning, they heard about it. It got actually down to like 190 or something like that. Freebie, give me. It's a give me, a great price to get it at. It's all about the prices you buy these things at. It's like BOGO shopping. That's what it's all about. So I just handed y'all that one, dog. Free for the freezy. Moan, you said we're going 3 and 9, big dog. Woo, shit. Yeah, Cal, you got to get that mindset right. I told you, boy. That's just down. Crypto down. Yes, when it's down, it's good. It's down. Why is it down? Yeah, so you could buy it. That's where you got to get it. That's why it's down. Why we sitting here waiting, man? Did anybody hear Lil Wayne's verse Did anybody hear Lil Wayne's verse on the Baby song? Anybody? Show of hands. Anybody? Show of hands. Anybody? Anybody? Nah. Man, y'all got Gerber Hall wearing Sean Taylor nipple. I never thought about it, man. FSU versus Miami, the new toilet bowl. I don't know what FSU got going on over there, man. Wasn't Norvell doing his thing at Memphis? I wish I could let y'all hear this Wheezy verse, man. It is crazy. Yes, Ralph. Yes, Ralph. Tell me that's not some of the best work you ever heard from Wheezy. Oh my God. Man, when I heard it, I was like, oh, this man is in another stratosphere, man. Like this man is in another world, man. Get this man out of here. It's crazy that we never won the ACC. Yeah, it is crazy. How many years have we been in the ACC? I know y'all know. Six, 17 years we've been in the ACC. Have never won. I think we won the Coastal once. But we've out-recruited everybody in the ACC.
Recording in progress.
Except Florida State. And Clemson here lately. North Carolina last year.
Lashley, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
So here we go.
Awesome. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us today. And we are going to start with Gary Furman from Kingsport. Gary, go ahead.
Hey, Red, I had a couple questions. The first one would be, obviously, the offensive line has really been struggling so far this year, and it looked like this past week that it really started to impact your play calling with 59 pass plays and things like that. I was hoping you could talk a little bit about that and what's going through your mind. And then also with Derek being banged up, the readiness of your two young quarterbacks to maybe handle the load Saturday, and how you feel that their development's coming along, and if they're ready to handle a game plan, so to speak.
Yeah, obviously we've not been able to have the continuity up front we'd like. Had a different starting group, especially on the right side the first three games, and then lost Jalen. I still think it was late first quarter or early second last game, and so we've not played as good as we'd like to up front, but I think part of the deal in last game, throwing the ball as much as we did, the first half, it wasn't necessarily as much by design. But they were bringing a lot of run blitzes. They were bringing what we call gut cross with the inside linebackers, bringing guys off the edge, and they were kind of giving us the passing game, especially a lot of those quick intermediate passes. And so it started out as really just taking what they were giving us. We didn't finish. We had a chance to go up 14-3, and we didn't make the play in the end zone mid to late second quarter. And then we came out in the second half, and the way the game kind of flowed, we never really got the run game going like we needed to. And that's something that we have to do. We can't be a good offense and be one-dimensional. Even though De'Eric was effective for the most part, we threw for almost 400 yards, we didn't win the football game because we can't control the game. We got to have balance. So we got to get better as a team. It's not just on the offensive line. And the second question was on the young quarterbacks, right? I think these kind of times like this where if De'Eric isn't able to go, it's really valuable that Tyler and Jake got spring all to themselves. Obviously, since fall camp started, De'Eric was back. They haven't got as many reps. They kind of split those reps. But in terms of our base offense, I have confidence in those guys now. One guy's taken like maybe 10 snaps in his college career, maybe not that many, and the other guy's never taken one. So there'll be some natural just first game kind of jitters for both of them. But I think, my expectation will be they settle down.
What about David Lake from 24/7 Sports? David, go ahead.
Which I'm curious if, the last two games in particular, if it's fair to say teams are playing kind of more of a bend but don't break style of defense, generally speaking, against you guys, more than what you saw last year. Last year, generally speaking, it seemed like stack the box, force the guys to win on the outside. This year, it just seems a little different. Anecdotally, I'm wondering if you agree with that, and then also just, what do you need to do against that style of defense, generally speaking, to get points?
It's a great question and good observation. You're right on. I mean, even Alabama failed and played some cover 3 more than they normally do, but they did. But the last two opponents for sure have done everything they can to just keep us in front of them. So we've done an okay job of moving the football and completing balls and doing that, but we haven't been able to be explosive to the standpoint of scoring. And what it does, it puts a lot of pressure on you to have longer drives and finish drives to score. And what we're not doing is, we're not making the routine plays to do that. And being more balanced definitely is an answer to that. We have to be able to run the football better when teams are doing that. As a team, it's not on the backs, it's not on the O-line. It's an offensive unit. We have to run the ball better to be more balanced. And we have to make the routine plays. We got to block with the right leverage. We got to catch the balls we're supposed to catch. We can't have our hands outside and get holding calls that put us in 1st and 20. It is hard in college football to drive the length of the field and finish drives, but if teams are going to play loose and give you things in front, you should be able to get momentum, get the ball moving, and you just gotta find a way to make the routine plays and finish drives, and we're not doing that at all right.
Coach, we're going to go next to Susan Miller-Degnan at the Miami Herald. Susan, go ahead.
Hey, Rhett, 2-part question. The first part is about De'Eric. If you considered leaving him out when he got hurt and then came back, and would it be beneficial to give him a rest this week? And the second part of the question is about the offensive line. Manny Diaz was saying he wants the defense to be more physical and the offense. How can you achieve that with the offensive line in practice?
Yeah, crazy, man.
More ones versus ones.
Boys, wow.
More hitting. What do you foresee doing to help with that goal in practice?
Great question. On De'Eric, I don't make those decisions. That's up to the team doctors and to De'Eric. And, the doctors had a conversation with him. They came up to me and said, hey, this is the situation. He can play if he wants. They didn't feel like he was in any greater harm. He wanted to play. Doctors okayed it. And that's why he went back in. So that really wasn't my call. And but the team doctors and De'Eric felt strongly about that. And I thought he played his guts out. The second question about the offensive line, to your point, we have to be more physical. I don't think the last 2 games we've played with the physicality we need to offensively. That's at every position. We've got to be more physical. We've got to running the football is not just on an O-line or a running back. It's on the tight ends. It's on the receivers. It's a unit thing. But physicality allows for you to have that. We're turning the football over at a really alarming rate. It's just you can't beat anybody doing what we're doing in 2 out of our 3 games with our ball security. That has to do with physicality. Usually if you're physical, if you're blocking with the right leverage, you also are intent on holding on to the football better than we are right now. And so, ones-on-ones will help. Maybe doing some things differently than you would normally do mid-season with drills and things with your scout team. But it's hard sometimes to simulate it with the scout team. So, you have a good thought there with ones-on-ones. That's definitely something that helps you try to make practice more physical.
Coach, we've got Chris Stock from Inside the U. Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, I just have a couple, but just the RPO stuff, the plan, the game plan, sometimes at times it just doesn't seem to be working. Any thought at all to adjusting and not going to that play or that scheme? And also running back situation. I know, like you said, it's obviously a lot of things going on with the running game, but any thought at all of turning to a different back? Cam had 88 of the 90 snaps. It said, any chance or any thought of going to Cody or even mixing it up with Rashard, even possibly just something different.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure I understand your question on the RPO deal. You mind maybe helping me understand what you're talking about there on the RPO not working?
Sure.
Something like that.
Yeah. At times, it definitely feels like I was watching it, not getting a lot of production with that style and using those plays. Is there any consideration of scaling those back, the amount of RPO plays called, whether it results in a run or pass at all, just scaling back the number of calls with that if it doesn't seem to be working?
Are you saying like more just a called run all the way or a called pass all the way? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. I apologize for that.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Because I don't, and you may be like considering like a spot screen out there in RPO as well. I don't think we've, without looking at numbers, been totally ineffective with the RPO game, but I do think, to your point, there is something to sometimes set your jaw and saying, we're going to run the football here, and we're going to be physical, and we don't care if there's an extra guy here. We're going to block him with a receiver or do something different. So there's definitely something to that, to try to get that physical running edge to your offense, without question. So, and the second question was, I'm sorry,
It was just I apologize. It was long and just the thought of going to a different back.
Chris Stock, funny. He's a cool guy. He's funny.
Yeah, I mean, that's too many plays for Cam to play, even if a lot of them were pass protection. Cody Brown definitely needs to play more. We did have some things in there. He only touched the ball once with Rashard. We definitely have to play more than one back, and that's too many plays for sure.
Thank you.
Coach, we got time for a couple more. We're going to go to Manny Navarro with The Athletic. Manny?
Hey, Rhett. Manny said on the radio today that he thinks there's too many guys sitting around watching De'Eric and not playing with the same desperation that he has, and it's kind of been unfair to De'Eric. I know, look, you got to get a job done, you got to get in the end zone, but psychologically, is there anything at all with this offense that can be done to, I don't know, get guys to raise their level of play besides playing time?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think what Coach was saying. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to sit there and question, even if maybe he makes a bad throw or something, how hard De'Eric plays, and he leaves everything out there. I think the second half after he got injured shows you everything you need to know about that young man. We had a 4th and 1, and he lays his body on the line to get the first down. I mean, so I think that's probably what Coach was referencing. That if you get a whole group of guys playing with that kind of just reckless abandon for the team, you're gonna have a really good physical team. And I'll say this offensively, I think our kids are bought in. I think they're, when you have high expectations and standards for yourself, and we're obviously not meeting those right now. It can be something that sometimes maybe guys play a little bit uptight or press. We just got to relax. We got to just do those simple things well. We can't turn the football over. We were really good at that last year. We're really poor at that. We're turning the football over way too much. We need to have the balance in our offense, that even though we threw for more yards than we did last year running, we still had better balance. We've got to have balance in our offense. I think that'll help our guys. But we just got to get guys, as a group, we have to start making routine plays. We got to make routine catches. We got to make routine blocks. We got to have the right leverage. We got to make ourselves hard to beat. And we've not done that. I think we're not playing anywhere near our standard right now on offense. I think all our guys are in agreement with that. We're not making ourselves hard to beat. We're actually making ourselves easy to beat with some of the things we're doing. But I am confident in our guys. I'm confident in our staff. I'm confident that our guys are together. There's a lot of a reason I know to doubt, but I'm really confident in our guys. I'm confident we can get this thing going in the right direction and play much better offensive football.
Last two for you, Coach. We're going to go first to Kobe Price at the Sun Sentinel. Kobe.
Thanks, Cam. Hey, Rhett. Wanted to ask about Romello. Seemed like he had a good showing out there against Michigan State, and not just was his showing, but did his showing almost encourage you to get some of the younger receivers or even just the younger offensive players a little bit more reps than they've had the first couple of games?
Yeah, obviously we're really proud. Thought Romello had a really nice game, did some good stuff. We by design played a lot more receivers. I think Romello, Xavier, D. Wiggins, those guys even got more snaps than they did the game before, the previous two games. We need to play more guys. And I think, that's what 60 guys like Richard, I think, will continue to come along. I think Cody Brown will continue to come along. Jacoby George is another guy that we have a lot of confidence in, has done a lot of nice things. So I think as the season goes on, you'll continue to see those guys get more snaps. I also think, though, especially on the outside lanes, that's one of the bright spots. I think Keyshawn and Romello and Rambo and D, I think we've improved on the outside from where we were a year ago. But there's still a lot of ways to go to be as effective as we want to be.
Coach, last one for you. We got Daryl Streeter from Footballville. Daryl, go ahead.
Coach, how you doing? I hear you talk about making the routine play. I was a United States Marine, so I've seen drastic times, drastic measures, things you have to do. How do you get the kids to respond? Like, what is it to do to get the kids to respond to you saying, hey, either make the routine play or A, B is going to happen? How do you get kids to respond? Like, what's the plan?
Great question. I think it's one thing to say things. It's not like we haven't been saying it for a few weeks now, but at some point, saying it's not enough, and it's not that the guys don't care. So I think we have to maybe change our methods. We're not getting the results we want, right? We're not, the players aren't. Like I said, we hold ourselves to higher standards.
There you go. There's a question for y'all.
Achieving right now. So if we're not getting the results we want, we have to change the process. We've got to change how we practice. We've got to go in and tweak maybe some things we do in individual drills, or do more good on good. If we want to be more physical, if we want to have, we can't just say ball security. We have to do things to create the habits that carry over to have better ball security. We can't just keep talking about having the right leverage in the run game or blocking on the perimeter. We have to drill it more. We have to change our methods. We can't keep doing the same things and expecting a different result if after a few weeks it's not happening. And so sometimes you can stress a point and emphasize it with words, and guys get it. Other times it doesn't mean they're not trying. It's just you may have to emphasize it a different way. You get what you emphasize, but how you emphasize matters. So I think we have to look at, and we already have it, this week when we practice, we're not as much worried about the result. We're worried about fixing the process. We're worried about fixing how we block, how physical we play, what kind of leverage we have, how we stress the way we hold the football, how we drill, how we hold the football, how we catch the routine catches. I'm not talking about a jump ball one-on-one, but how we, our fundamentals, the things that will give us the results we want. I think it's sometimes really easy to focus on the results. And right now we're not getting the results we need or want. So we got to change the process to get those results. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Awesome. Coach,
yes.
Thank you very much for spending a few minutes with us today. Good luck this week in practice.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
So, y'all got the whole thing with Jill. Rex seems bothered. He seems tired. Does he have the answers to fix it? We're about to find out. But talk is talk. I think that's part of the problem, though. I do. And I think in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you know what I'm saying, they're better coaches. I do. I think that's part of the problem, dog. So listen, man, that's 2 hours of sitting here with y'all, man. And I don't chill with my lady that long. Almost 3 hours, dog. I'm going to get up out of here, man. If you want to get involved with the market, the number scrolling at the bottom. If you want to get involved with the course, the number scrolling at the bottom, 786-405-9499. We got a live course starting in a week or two for the first time. And we also have the platform where you get the plays. I'm going to get up out of here, man. This is Wholesome Holloway time. Been on here 3 hours with y'all. That's just too much, though. That's just too much. But listen, I'm going to get up out of here. If you want to get involved, 786-405-9499. The couple that text me, I got y'all. I'm going to hit y'all back. I'm D, and I'm out of here.